Check, 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 check. Mic's on. How's it going? We're here in Sandhawk Game 1. 4 games tonight again. PUBGM Masters League. Welcome, everybody. Really good roster tonight. We'll run through it in a second, but I'm going to try and dig up the results from yesterday and get them onto this screen so you can see. There's quite a few teams that were the same as yesterday, and a few new ones. And, of course, we do have our favourite co-caster with us, Highland. Wolf, are you there, buddy?
I am here. Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to another PML Scrims here. And man, there's some good teams in here. And by what you're saying, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, on the roster we do have the 100 and SFE Throne. The 100 really powerful team, and also SFE Throne. I haven't seen them in a classic yet, but when Ziku ran his TDM 1v1 tournament, Jar Jar and Jody, my name's actually Jody, so this guy's a man after my own heart, they were absolutely unreal and almost unbeatable. So it's going to be interesting to see them in a classic match.
Yeah, really exciting as we head off onto Sandhawk on the first game here. And looks like the playing path seems to be going on that northern western side of the map, favouring the side of Boot Camp Paradise Resort. We see a number of teams actually dropping over Boot Camp. A couple of teams choosing to opt on the moment to not go for Boot Camp, go a bit further out east towards Ban and Quarry, letting the fight happen right now between the side of, it looks like, Defeaters and also the 100s.
Yeah, we got the results up there. I'll have a little watch of this initial drop here, and then we'll switch over to the results. There are already people getting popped off in Boot Camp.
Down. Yeah, the 100 are down 2 members here already, Bigfoot. And you said that this is a team that I should be looking at. They're struggling right now. Maybe it's just because of the drop. They did go back 2-2 split, and that was just, I think, a mistake going against the Defeaters, who have just absolutely cleaned them up. They've already lost Volkers and Pecco, only Marlo and AZ left.
Yeah, what a shame. Maybe I cursed them. But hopefully they'll come back from that with in this game and the ones to come. Yeah, that's looking like it's the compound next to Boot Camp, which can often be quite a quiet drop, but it looks like it was a little bit bigger here. And SF Jar Jar looks like they haven't managed to loot up any armor or helmet yet, but Jar Jar is now running towards the west side of Boot Camp. Not sure where the rest of Jar Jar's team is either.
Interesting to note down on the middle of the map, they split on Highly Def. Well, Highly Def are a team that have been dominant from yesterday's scrims. They've done pretty well from yesterday's results, but they seem to be split, choosing to focus their ground more on these smaller compounds. But just north of them is this team of CCCP White, and it's going to be interesting to see how they come up against this, as well as teams such as the likes of Man's Not Hot down in the cave to the east.
Yeah, and it seems like I'm actually wrong about SF. I got excited there seeing Jar Jar in the roster, but this must be a trial out for a new team. Team 18 being Defeaters, actually, but we've got a 4 Romanian member, we've got a bot member, so it's looking like it might actually be like a new squad being tried out for Defeaters even. But Destiny Backy too. There isn't a single person in this squad with a Defeaters tag, so this could be an entirely new formation. But so
I'll tell you what, though, these guys are doing great. I mean,
yeah,
AZ is already knocked up. Marley, the only survivor, and the Defeaters are really pulling off what they need to be doing so far to get themselves in the game. And a really big, brave drop to go into Boot Camp against the likes, as you say, the 100, that we have done well. Though, saying that the 100 have got 2 kills already, if they can try keep Marley alive for the points, they could still come out with a fairly a sizable amount of points for this first game.
Yeah, and Jar Jar did quite a clever drop that you don't see all too often, but 2 team members dropped inside Boot Camp, and Jar Jar just dropped on one of the compounds outside, just in case there was an awkward wipe. So, but now you can see them all together now, chasing down Keen Nurse. Keen Nurse definitely going to try and get in with that that clutch here, but Keen Nurse actually baiting Defeaters towards themselves, whilst the rest of Keen inside Boot Camp overwatch. But it looks like Defeaters have clued onto that, and they've headed a little bit left, so they've got a bit more cover. And now we're going to see...
Nurse.
Can Nurse clutch this one out? Because the Nurse does have the support.
No, down to about one shot away. He's trying to go throw. Can he find a shot? No, he won't. He gets sprayed down, and it's going to be ICY with Uzi who will finish him off. And Nurse goes down out of the game. 19 teams alive, 66 people in the game still.
Interesting, and now they're kind of pinned. I'm just going to have a little look at Jar Jar here. Jar Jar still with barely any armor there. Well, yeah, no armor. And it didn't take much for Nurse to get Jar Jar down to low health, but it looks like defeaters are aware that Keen could be pushing from boot camp and already making their way out. Hopefully they can swim across the river and get to some cover before Keen catch up. It does look like Keen are pushing forward reasonably tentatively, and they are actually just camping behind a wall and missing their chance to chase down defeaters and wipe them out in the water.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a split between each team here right now. It looks like we could not see a fight for about the next minute and a half. But I said that actually, it looks like the side of Crazy Heroes are just wiping out these compounds right now. And they are just one compound away from going in head-to-head. Again, it's the side of Nightcore. Near Nightcore as well, we see this kind of spread of teams happening right now with 7 atoms, as well as we can see Barrios Sasamo also on the eastern side, and these teams just going to choose to stay on the edge of the border, Bigfoot, while we wait for this border to shrink down and teams to realize where they need to start moving.
Yeah, this is a really, really interesting push from Zazy from Keen here. Zazy's pushing straight across the river after getting the knock on Jar Jar. Jar Jar still with no armor, so a very easy knock. And Zazy maybe going to try and bait them back towards the covering fire from the other side of the river there. Ditati, who used to be part of 4 Romanian men now, running to the southwest, and Jar Jar and Bot Icy trying to make it some more loot and cover, but Zazy is very bloodthirsty right now.
Yeah, he wants revenge on his team with 4 kills already. Obviously taking down one of the Keen teammates already. His pack actually goes down though with knock-up from 4RM. One of the members here, he has actually found one. Edion Ditati has found one knock-up. He's low, but he feels back up. Going to find a shot onto Zazy here. ICY as well, trying to flank him out.
Zazy's so thirsty for the kill right now, running towards Ditati. Ditati just waiting it out, trying to bait Zazy in. I think they're frustrated Keen a bit now. I think they're frustrated Keen and they're taking advantage of that frustration. Jar Jar has made it away, and has Jar Jar got armor yet? No, Jar Jar's still running around with no helmet or armor. But a kill.
Zalpak is down, but Nick Out's here to revive him. However, Ditati wants none of that. He now moves closer, trying to find a shot, and he actually takes Nick Out down to about half health, eliminates one of their teammates. Now only Nick Out remaining, and that will be ICY to finish that off with the Uzi once again, and that will be Keen out in 18th place.
Wow. So that was really, really well played, and yeah, this, like we said, this might be a completely new team testing out, but they've looked like they've already got some good synergy and tactics going for themselves.
We've got a fight here happening between the side of Thirsty for Kills, as well as the side of NX White right now in this compound, just to the south of that. But I wanted to quickly note, while we wait for these teams to fight, how Keen mispositioned on Zacy, going far too aggressive, I think, on his own. He needed to wait for his teammates, and when Nick Out was too far away to help him, they already had lost one with a knock-up from ICY, and Ditati going flank to flank on either end. In being sandwiched like that is just a rookie error that I think going into next game they need to be aware of. Going as a 3-man squad will be much more advantageous to getting revenge.
Yeah, for sure there. And looks like NX here taking their time as they push towards Thirsty for Kills. Thirsty for Kills sending some nades out. Going to tickle Twist. Not even going to tickle it. Twist for 1 HP there. Twist gets away with that, staying behind that rock. Stee's already coming around the side. They're trying to cover all angles of this building now.
Yeah, Twist trying to find a knock-up onto Assassin, but can't quite find him behind the building. We also have to keep an eye actually on the side of, it will be defeaters here actually coming in with these Tati actually looking for more kills. And it could actually be the side of Thirsty for Kills getting sandwiched between 2 teams right now.
Wow, they are there. NX White pushing in so aggressively here, completely surrounding. But yeah, look, we do have defeaters across the river there.
No escape for him, but here comes ICY now in the water. See a Jar Jar trying to provide covering fire. There's more kills going on around the rest of the map here as well. We have to keep an eye out on this. As we do have a little bit of a skirmish on Highland Devil, as well as the team of Team Air 737. 9 as it happens right now. Jaja has flanked round.
Wow, so yeah, Defeat is really going in for the third party here. Very, very interesting third party, just running towards the gunshots. AWM Datari also swimming over now. Jar Jar's made it in. Jar Jar still with no helmet and armor. Is this a bug, or is this just Jar Jar being insane? I can't work it out, because I'm sure...
I see why with a grenade in. Can he get Steez? He manages to find it! And now that will be one down. Yukichi still alive. He's trying to not take down Steez right now, right here over the window. Trying to finish him off. He does manage to do so. Another Uzi kill for him. That makes 3. Now the Molotov over. Twist trying to be shot through the smoke here. Tati now coming in round the other side. Wow. They're making their moves in. Twist has found one.
That's it.
Icy has found one as well, though. Jaja down. Icy is now going to clean it up. And that, as we say, is that will be it. And that's all they wrote. That will be then obviously the side of the Defeaters taking another 2 teams and now up to 13 kills already with 14 teams still alive. And this is a phenomenal performance, especially from Icy, who's absolutely deleting people with his Uzi right now. 8 kills on the board.
Do you reckon Jar Jar might put some armor on soon? Or do you reckon it's some sort of challenge?
I mean, he doesn't seem to be needing it just now because his teammates, along with himself, they seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah. Jar Jar has been the one who's been knocked twice, but still alive and still getting kills.
We see a bit of a skirmish here on the side of Highly Deathful now running in though.
Yeah, Sabzi just snaking up, trying to get Phoenix. Phoenix does actually get nearly knocked down, but goes prone just in time as Cookies slashes back. EQ spraying down. Sabzi goes down, but there is also support from Sameko on the background there. Cookie down. Phoenix managing to heal up. The rest of
Keo at the loot supply.
The rest of Highly Deathful
getting shot down.
And the rest of Highly Deathful now trying to get that covering fire so they can smoke up and get Cookie revved.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on the side of Etna though. Etna down the hill there. Not a great position. He does realise that they are there. The grenade's going to go out. Try to find one onto Suzuya, but they don't matter as they're already through. He's trying to find a couple shots in, but now he's revealed his position. And Etna knows exactly where he is. There's no real escape from him unless he can pull off this 1v4. And they're now flanking him behind him, and he's just going to be shot down by Nikesfa there on the flank, and that's going to be that team gone as well. And now we're down to about 13 teams. Etna now moving the sights towards Highly Deathful. These 2 teams in the scrims yesterday have some time to figure each other out beforehand.
Yeah, we will bring the results up, but the action hasn't actually stopped since we got into Sandhawk here, so we'll maybe just do it in half-time if it doesn't stop, and that's absolutely chill. Kind of a couple of clips for you in half-time, trying to get the hang of clipping the mad events and getting them replayed in half-time for those that don't watch the whole match, because a lot of people tune in for the last 10 minutes or so, and it's good if they can just see more of the match after that.
Newtu being knocked up by the grenade from Tricky. Dream Team Stars down with two almost Madame. Very low. Heals back up though. Kesu Masa now also going prone in the building, trying to find where these team players are. Barker Sasama making her way around. Nutu in out of position though. Has to try to get back to this building without being shot up. The smoke there to cover. But will he manage to get through the door? Massive there waiting for him. Another smoke to try cover. Sasama could just go for it right now if they can find a couple of sprays, but I don't think they're going to manage it. He's going very low. Actually, they do find it! And Espinete managed to take that one kill.
Did you see if that was blind or were they visible behind the smoke there? I was on an angle I couldn't quite tell. It looked like it might have been a blind fire into that smoke. Got a serious problem with Highland Wolves here. The voice is completely cracking up. Maybe try... Can you hear me, Highland Wolf? Try reconnecting, maybe? You're completely breaking up, dude. Yeah, can't hear you, man. Can you hear me? Hello? That's maybe just the side effect of using the internet in a car. Can't hear a word he's saying. It's a little click of his voice every now and then. So Barrio Sesamo trying to keep 12 is Dream Team stars out of the back here. They're doing a very good job at pinning them out. Ketu down again. Madame starting to take some damage from zone 4 here. Going to heal up. Ketu maybe not going to get away with this. And Barrio Sesamo maybe wanting to move a little bit further to zone and just get in that the other side of that white line there and continue the pin. But Madam's trying to rotate around. We'll see how they do. Looking like Etna are in a lot of trouble as well, as Escalade is the last one standing. Meek's knocked, and CCCP pushing in as a 4 squad. Going around different sides of the rocks here. Escalade could try and do their best.
Okay. Yeah, don't know what happened then. My computer was overheating. I thought it was like your Wi-Fi or something. But
no, you're
back again.
You're clear now. Thank you. It was just one of those, it's like... It's just like that.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, my computer completely like crashed up on me, so I'm back again. Apologies for that, guys, but we are back in the game.
And we got some good news. Jar Jar is
on my computer restart today.
Jar Jar's wearing armor. Jar Jar's managed to get some level 3 armor and a level 2 helmet, so maybe not going to get knocked again. And maybe going to come out on top of this.
It'll be interesting to see how they take down the rest of these teams, however.
Yeah, Jar Jar moving into a good part of
keep
zone.
an eye out.
BSN Scopes goes down. Oh, Scopes was actually trying out for Man's Not Hot tonight, I think. Nope, can't hear you, Highland Wolf. You're crackling up again terribly. There we have CCCP Popcorn down in the top there. SF Muri, Veto, and Wata there pushing down from zone, but it's extremely strong and chipping their health away. I don't know if Vata's going to make it. Kraken also probably going to go down to the last bit of zone there. Kraken actually gets that medkit in, but will they make it out of the blue? CCCP Kraken goes down. It's only Rockstar left now. Nice. Rockstar just pushing through these knocks. Can they finish it off? It looks like they do. CCCP on top of that. And they're going to survive a little bit longer. But this zone is going to be moving in 8 seconds. And they might not be able to make it. It's going to be pretty tricky for them. Over to the side here, we've got Hero, which looks like they're still all together now, but not to forget Defeaters with the amazing survival at the start, making it into the end of this game with the high ground right now. Could be extremely OP for them as they just wait for these teams to move up towards that hill. And I would not be surprised to see Defeaters Team 18 there in first place. More nades coming out from Hero here. They're trying to push through this compound. And K4L, Wishmaster does go down to a nade there. It's Don Mateo standing. The only one standing for K4L right now. CCCP Rockstar goes down to Icy there. Jar Jar up on the top as well, spraying down. So it does really look like Defeaters here are going to handle this high ground perfectly. Don Mateo going to try and start making a move out, but it doesn't look like it's going to go well. Oh my days. Was that a DMR beats an Uzi? That was pretty special right there. Out-tapping the out-tapping the Uzi with a QBU. Don't see that too often. Oh my days, beautiful work, but Hero too good, finishes it off. Power in numbers to Hero. Johnny's not going to make it out of that zone. Too Good's going to go down too and be eaten up by the blue. Defeaters have handled this last zone so well right now. Tarty now spraying down, trying to finish off Hero, but it looks like the blue zone will do the work, and it does. Tarty should be keeping an eye on the kill feed and knowing that they're already dead and there's no need to run into this blue zone right now. Wow, Tarty, come on. Thirsty for kills or what? Keep an eye on that kill feed, buddy, and maybe that won't happen again next time. Let's see if CCCP Merca can do anything about this, but no, CCCP Merca does go down. Okay, so that is this new Defeaters team, I think it is. It's 18. And 2 CCCP in 9th place. And Hero in CCCP with 9 kills in 2nd place. And Hero in 3rd with 5. But look at that. Bot Icy with 11 kills. 7 more makes 18. And Jar Jar there with 3. Doing most of those kills without any armor on. But Icy really player of the match right now. And we've got K4L in 4th place with 4 kills. BS with 6 in 5th. That's Barrio Sesamo, the new team for me. And 7S in 6th place with 1 kill. Sympathy Gaming with 3 in 7th. We'll jump into the results now. Of a day. Look at that. Go. There. So yesterday in 1st place we had Team 88 Rage. They're not with us today, but they did pretty good in the 2nd and 3rd game. And Why Not in 2nd place yesterday. Again, they're not with us today. Airwaves in 3rd place, not with us today. Highly Deathful in 4th, they are with us today. And they did. Where did they come today? They're in 12th in this 1st game with 1 kill. So looking like they've got a bit of catching up to do to come out as high as they did yesterday. And 30 for kills in 5th place are also with us today. 30 for kills in this 1st game, landing in 16th place, 0 kills. So a couple of the top leaderboard positions from the end of yesterday. Someone's asking in the chat there what happened with TFK. It was 16th place, no kills. Not sure exactly what happened though. Yeah, also after 30 for kills, we had Sympathy in 6th place yesterday, and today they in this 1st game were 7th with 3 kills. So there's still a chance for some of these top players from yesterday to catch up with themselves, but it really is looking like Jar Jar's team is standing out. And I did think Jar Jar was going to be in this game with the SFE Throne team. No, the SFX on the tag there, but maybe there's a trial for this new squad going out, and it's already showing a lot of promise. Very dominant play in Sandhawk there. Really good maneuvers, and happy to see this new squad having such good chemistry so early on. Come over to these second game. That's not when the next game is. I'll change that in just 1 second. Next game's 5:15 CET. No, 17:11. Yeah, I'm gonna just load up this DLC. Get onto some videos, some little clips I got there from the game. Didn't get heaps, but get more the next game. I just forgot for the first few fights.
Okay.
Okay, switch your webcam on and we'll try and get you in the webcam.
I know. I just my computer actually just crashed. It's dying. It can't handle Sandhawk.
Days.
There you go.
Can't handle Sandhawk.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to try and get you in here.
That?
I don't know yet. I'm going to try and get you in. Warning for the viewers, this might be a little bit tricky. Doing this live on air.
Yeah, figure this out here. I mean, I was just watching it. So obviously my computer, I can't be in the call, but I was watching it either way. The game, and it seems really interesting as we started to get towards the end of the game.
Oh, there you are. You're absolutely massive, though. But yeah, can you see my screen share? So the replays are playing right now. Yeah, that's the
yes, I can.
That's some replays right now. I try and drop you out.
I mean, that was an absolutely crazy game either way. I mean, to actually just see the domination and that, what was it, 21 kills coming from the side of the fetus. So
yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know, like it's just something you don't get to see that often. I mean, heads up to CCP for getting that second place, and Heroes to get the third place, moving down to kind of fourth. We kind of see K4 of MBS in fifth place. And looking at these kind of teams, even Sympathy in 7th, they only get 3 points, but 7th place you can still come back from going into the later games. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams try to catch up now with the side of the features and how they try to match the points and the massive amount of score. They've just earned 41 points going their way. And for perspective on 41 points going their way and versus how much of a lead that is, the highest score yesterday after all 4 games was 64 points by Team 88. So to get 41 in your first game is an absolutely insane number.
Yeah, especially if this is one of the first. I don't know the history of this team yet because defeaters normally have their DF tag, and there's no one in this team with it. So I do know these players though, and I know they're good players from other teams. But if this is one of their early scrims and that's their early chemistry, that's amazing. And this replay right now is Don Mateo nearly overtaking all the ARs and SMGs with a tapping out the QBU as a DMR there. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Already knocked down and firsted one of Hero. Gets another knock, but not quite enough to get off Too Good 2.
Yeah, maybe he could have jumped back or even gone under the building earlier, sooner. But to get one and just to trade 1 for 1 is not going to be enough, unfortunately, against the side of the features who had this team completely surrounded towards the end of the game.
And yeah, the way defeaters just held down this high ground was, and this is when Ditati doesn't keep an eye on the kill feed, runs into the zone to try and confirm the kills, does a pre-fire, and then just dies to zone. So thirsty, so thirsty. And of course, Mercury.
Yeah, definitely. This could be like one of these mistakes that they could have capitalized on, perhaps. I mean, they were going to have to pull out some amazing defense and some amazing strategy against the side of the features here. I mean, I want to actually highlight just the skill coming from the features with their grenades and their Molotovs and their smoke bombs going inside these close quarter building fights on Sandhawk. I mean, absolutely pixel perfect here.
Yeah.
Managing to get every single time the grenade on the right angle to take down one, then push in as a team with the smokes, with the Molotovs to restrict access from the enemy team grouping together.
Yeah, and if you deal that damage before you enter that room, you're almost definitely going to win the spray down. Spray downs are about a couple things. They're about the damage of your weapon. They're about how much health you've got, what armor you've got on. It's actually more than a couple of things. It's heaps of things. It's about your movement. It's about your strafing. It's about your aim. But obviously, one of the most important things is the health before that spray down even starts. And if you've got them on the back foot with a couple mollies and grenades, you're going to have such an easier push.
Yeah, definitely have to agree. Looking at this replay here, this is actually will be 1v4 against Etna. We see actually that curve round. You see just Etna playing that game absolutely superb there against the Rocks, splitting about, not messing about with the potential for a 1v4. They take 2-on-2 and they split and secure that kill. And smart to go 2-on-2. Most teams, maybe if you're looking at just playing the game on and off, you might just take one person round to finish that off. And that's a mistake that Etna don't make there. They manage to go 2-on-2 and then make sure that there's always someone to back them up if someone does get taken out. We see now Etna actually losing their life in that replay and now moving across towards the end game here where we only had 6 teams left as well. Defeat is finishing up 1 on 4RM and
we got to get into the next room, I think, now.
Close in on that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to edit the way we do the webcam too. If I click on a different server, you disappear. So I'll do that again the next half time.
Oh no!
It looks beautiful right now. It looks really good. You're in your little golden frame. I'm above you a little bit, coming out the top of your frame. Nice little halftime clip set up. But yeah, I'm gonna put the shield up and just take a second so we can get in the room. Okay? We'll be back.
No worries. That sounds good.
3 minutes. Yesterday's results, everybody. Oh, not full screen there. There we are. Nice one. We're back again. Of course, into Vikendi. I think the next one will be Miramar and then into Erangel. Which is a nice little way of doing it. You start sort of decreasing in chaos, I think. You start with the most chaos in Sanark, and then it slowly chills out till we have a nice classic at the end. So yeah, in Vikendi we can see some pretty interesting flight path zones and some interesting areas with strange cover that you don't really get in the other matches, in the other maps. Like, there's a couple little forested areas with heaps of bushes and lots of little dips. If the zone goes that way, it can always get really interesting.
I honestly feel like Vikendi, however, Bigfoot is one of these maps that has the potential to be, as I said yesterday, going into the game, the potential to be an absolute sniper warfare towards the end of the game if the zone decides so. And I think we just have to wait for this zone to see how it's going to play out for these teams, if it's going to be nice state or if it's going to be a little bit more mean. This plane path looks like it's going straight across the middle, so the plane path pretty generous so far.
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep an eye out for the 100 this turn. A couple of them, like, so Zuku, for example, is not here today. Zuku, very impressive member of the 100 who I've seen playing a lot more than these guys and girls. And we will see how this other team plays out. They did have an awkward start to the last game. So the two teams I really want to keep an eye out on tonight were, I thought it was going to be SFE Throne, but now it is 18, the Defeaters, and of course the 100 as well.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye out on these teams, and I think Defeaters are going to be the team to look at going into this game. I mean, we have to definitely take a look at just some of these players like ICY and Ditati, two players who have absolutely got the synergy on point from game number 1, and Sandhawk. We already see the shotgun going off, and one gets knocked up, make that 2.
Oof, where is that? It's K4L. Where are they?
They are up at between Podofsto and Peskova.
That's an early game fight there.
Yeah, Wishmaster. Actually, they could manage to get 2 kills. Guapo adds 1 on against the side of Highland Defil, no less. But Highland Defil gets a knock up of her own. Cavi has been taken down. Keen get a knock up of her own as well. Cavi just trying to make it over the wall. EO are going to try finish him off for sure, and that's when he wants to try. To get this kill. Wishmaster they got. Carry back to safety. EO, they're now going to try make their way around. Actually, 100 gets 1 knock up with the Uzi on the board as well.
AWM Tatari there dropped completely away from the other 3 members of the squad, but has now rotated around to catch up and see if they're going to try and put pressure on CCCP or not. 100 Marley getting down and finishing off Loki there, but that does look like it was pretty easy. Looks like it was about 4 players or 3 players versus 1. K4L Wishmaster getting a knock on Highly Defil, and I think that's them finished off with K4L on top. Yes, it is. K4L did come out on top of that engagement nicely with 4 team kills, 3 of them still standing, and that's all they came into the match with. They didn't have a 4th player in this match.
Barky there just trying to look down upon the team of CCCP. Second place C. IC actually will be knocked up.
Yeah, it does look like our top player from the last game has taken a knock there, so CCCP going to probably be feeling pretty good about that and try and continue this momentum.
But we always see the Darty there as well. They've managed actually just to take back cover fire. And it's kind of like a game of chess almost, covering each other. And we see IC now making their way over back to their team.
CCCP actually maybe realizing who it is and retreating possibly. We'll have to see about this. Yeah, what's up,
I mean, they
Anton?
did get a one knock up, but I think it's a little bit too risky for them to go into the buildings and into the compound right now, where they don't really have eyes on exactly where their side of defeaters are in these buildings, and they don't know exactly where the Darcy was, who was sneaking around the edge and the outskirts trying to protect Icy, so they couldn't quite finish him off. Popcorn, though, is holding back just to make sure that we don't make any aggressive moves. They're going to try pick him up here, and I assume just escape back and survive for a little bit longer in this game.
Yeah, it looks like I honestly reckon CCCP saw who it was and were like, let's just not do that right now.
Looks like a fight could break out between Supreme and Enigma, as well as the side of N1 Exclusive. Mighty very close, as well as Hari.
Bro, Silence have been very close to 30 for kills the whole start of this game, and now they finally start engaging, and Groeon and Zexio have gone down, with Jartari, Kelly, and Assassin trying to make this push and finish it off. But do they know that Evan and Unikid are on this side of the road to cover it? I think they do. It looks like they're chasing down Jartari, maybe going to get Unikid there. Unikid getting behind a rock.
Has been spotted, and it looks like Keen. They have been discovered by Silence on the roof there. In Silence, they're now going to try reposition, I imagine. Try get a better angle on the side.
Evan does go down. Oh, it's all on Unikid now, and there's 8 seconds till this revive goes in, but the push will be coming in less than that, I think. They're definitely less than 8 seconds away if they get the right location, but I think Unikid's going to get away with this rev, maybe. Assassin, yeah, Assassin just too late. That petrol can was scaring me. It looked like that petrol can was going to go off and change that situation so much, but it does look like 30 for kills come out on top of that with all 3 members alive. Gyatari on the lowest amount of health. It was so close, and had that petrol can gone off, we would have actually seen the rare event of a double squad wipe.
Just not able to finish that off. Jatari go out and continue this game, all low health bars, but we're going to heal himself back up. 4 kills in the game, 19 teams remaining, 63 players still alive, still all to play for it. And the zone shift looks actually like it could hold the potential to be a little bit nasty. We do see some ocean there on the eastern side. If it does decide to go further east, the zone could get a little bit more dangerous. We could even perhaps potentially still see even a cement factory or a castle finish in a castle, another place where we could see a sniper battle.
Yeah, casual finishes can be so awkward. I've had a few of them in classic matches, and they are not the nice place to be when that zone is crunching in. Unless you've got the highest ground there and the zone, this can be extremely awkward.
Just missed out on a triple kill there. It was CCCP getting a triple kill against Team 88 Rage, eliminating them with the Uzi there. Just saw that on the map as it happened, right beside the castle. So that will be them actually going out of the game. Team 88 victors from yesterday's scrims down in 19th place.
Yeah, I was there with a small camera just in time, and I'm on the big screen right now with 7S and Keen fighting it out. There's a lot going on here. A lot of players have just been lost. There was about 8 players around right now in this spot, but it looks like there's not many left. Keen, though, coming out on top mostly. There's 2 left of Keen, 1 left of Myth, and 1 left of 7S. Oh, 2 left of 7S, sorry.
Keen here, Zarpak just inside the building, 4 kills to this team. They're trying to scout out Potato here, see if they can find, with the help of Zazy, even Silence from Myth. Don't have the eyes on where these teams are right now. It's all about going to be scouting.
Here we have Defeaters pushing in. I got a clip of that, but the buildings hadn't rendered in, so that's hilarious. I might not clip that one because of that. But yeah, it does look like NX are being heavily pushed by Defeaters, and it's pretty much even field right now. There's a 1 down for NX, that's Steez, and 2 standing for Defeaters. Jar Jar nearly goes down. Jar Jar taking quite an aggressive push right now. But Icy making their way in on the top floor.
Yeah, keep an eye on Defeaters here. They have lost to not as dominant in the second game as their first. So is he actually getting a knock up on Silence back in that previous area that we were looking at? Looking like they're going to dominate. Jar Jar actually could go down against Breeze. Breeze now down 1 health, but he manages to finish up. Actually, Jar Jar, they managed to take down another member of the side of Defeaters, and that's going to be 1 left with Icy, the only remaining member left. Trying to take a couple shots onto Steez behind the wall.
If anyone can pull this off, it's Icy.
The smoke comes out, he can't quite find it. He actually finds 1 knock-up, might get 2, and that will be what he needs to do. As Icy once again with the Uzi takes out another 2 kills on the board. But he's not done yet, as he now needs to go back, revive his teammates, get out of this blue zone before it takes him out.
Yeah, well, they've got a smoking car. It's only zone 2. They're only about 30 meters from the edge. That was beautiful stuff. Icy last game, and Icy this game, just proving the worth here. Did just get a little bit of information about what's going on with Defeaters here. So they must all be like newly forming together. I was told that Icy is from Terra Esports. They just disbanded, and but we don't know why Jar Jar's playing with them because yeah, like I said, Jar Jar's a pretty strong member of SFE Throne, and I wasn't aware that they disbanded in any way, but we will find out. As I move back over to Keen and 7S, we have 1 down for each team again. Gerald managing to crawl out of zone, Potato not doing anything about the rev just yet, Zarpak being revved inside zone, and Zazy now making their way out.
I'm just keeping my eye out against Johnny, who actually goes down as well to the side of BSA. And that will actually be just a complete wipe on 7 Atoms that transfer over to them. They just got taken out there, unfortunately, by the side of Barrios Osama. They managed to take a couple of kills on the board. They're now up to a total of 4 with that squad wipe. Then move in from Mount Kresnik to that edge of the zone. Zones still on the edge in the eastern side into the water, so still could be a nasty zone to finish off this game. Down in the south, we also have to keep an eye on the 100 team versus CCCP and even 7 Atoms here.
Ooh, Popcorn gets lost and bled out there to Rolkiz G36 spray, and looks like Mirka's actually just making a rotation to get out of this situation. We'll have to see if Mirka can do the survival, and the 100 might try keep pushing towards Miracle, the last one alive for 7 Atoms over there.
Yeah, Miracle unfortunately did lose the rest of his team up north. The only player alive right now, Rolk, is now going to try probing and see if he can find an angle on him inside that building, but it's going to be about 100 meters out, so it will be a little bit too far for him, I imagine, to try shoot for.
Zuku's just tuned in to watch. Zuku, of course, being the player I was saying wasn't in the 100 to fight tonight, but is actually tuned in to watch the team play. Welcome, Zuku. And also, Wilo, welcome to the stream.
Murky here on the other side of the bridge versus Nightcore.
Jar Jar
That's just moved down.
I wonder if Jar Jar on bot are going to make it. Let's have a little quick check in on Jar Jar on bot's health. It looks like they're doing fine and they've got vehicles, so they probably will make it down into zone pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely expect to see these two members, these remaining 2 members of Defeaters, try to get these points on the board with the game points. They've only 2 members remaining. We do obviously see the side of Icy 3 kills in his pocket. We know how good he is with that Uzi before. We've seen him in game 1, game number 2 now with that 2 versus 1. However, he does need to be a little bit more careful of these teams who are squads. They're just going to have to make sure they keep an eye out here as they run through this compound. Keen very close to him, still in the border, has that advantage on the border ground. They are already in safety. Defeat is going to have to make their way back in.
Oh, there's Wishmaster with it. The DMRs are starting to become meta, I think. People are starting to use them a bit more, and I've seen DMRs outspray Uzis and all sorts recently. As long as you
goes down on Etna.
As long as you can smash it fast enough, and yeah, there is only one last remaining one. Nikki Saver does get a bit of a knock there in first person, hiding in this bathroom. How much can they pull off? But that will be it for Nikki Saver as Wishmaster finishes it off.
That will be Wishmaster taking them down, and that will be another team down. And 13 teams remaining in this game, 15 minutes in. And to see 15 minutes with 13 teams is actually quite surprising for a game here. We usually expect to see a couple more teams still alive before we get to about the 15-minute mark. So it has been pretty busy, pretty hectic in terms of the kills for each team. We actually see the side of K4L with 8 points on the board right now with their kills. If they can just get their way to the end of the game, they look like they could have a good second game here on Vikendi, moving into Miramar for game number 3.
Yeah, and it's quite, like you said, surprising to see this many teams getting knocked out, and especially in a zone that's actually been quite forgiving. The zone hasn't been too hardcore, no crazy... Oh, don't do that, bot. Oh my god, that was so close. Bot nearly... Bot and Ice Jar are trying to... Icy and Jar are trying to rotate around the team that's pinning them outside of zone, and nearly stalled the car on a wall, but luckily managed to make it out. But that would have been murder, she wrote. Right now, and they do make it into zone. 3 team kills currently, and they're just pulling up right on the edge. And Keen and BS still in that pin position. Now Zuku's going out right now. He can't play.
Yeah, looks like Triki's getting shot up with a couple bullets there. Virus Osama going to have to be a little bit more careful of defeaters here who have laid in a couple bullets. But he's going to heal up now behind the rock. And this team, they're going to have to try spread out a little bit as Keen move in. Tricky's now going to have to perform this one versus struggling against Daisy. He's trying to find one, but it doesn't matter. As Tricky does go down, that's going to be finished off by Zarpak, who gets that for Keen. Susama down to 3 members here. Espinete with the vehicle. They look like they might just want to try escape.
Ooh, who just knocked Zarpak? Was that defeaters? I just missed the kill feed there, but Zarpak is knocked. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't even catch that myself.
Yeah, Zarpak went down. I think that was a defeater overwatch there. And now defeaters going straight through the middle of these 2 teams just in the car. That was a wicked little crazy taxi moment there, driving straight through 2 teams that were a bit busy revving and taking cover. And now Jar Jar and Icy are going to smash straight into zone. Maybe going to head straight into the cement factory. The cement factory center of zone right now, and no one's taking it. Big oversight by a lot of people there. The cement factory has some crazy high ground. If the zone's going to close in around it, you're going to have such an advantage against teams moving in. And I'm very surprised to see no teams are up there in the high ground of cement factory yet. Or maybe every team is aware of this and scared. Sorry?
But I'm saying interesting to see that these teams haven't taken advantage of pretty much the one compound, one giant compound here of the cement factory that is still within the zone. All the teams scouting on the edge, making sure to keep themselves safe, not choosing to fight this early on. And with still 13 teams alive, you don't want to go out. Jar Jar actually getting shot up a bit by Wishmaster, who does have cover on the cement factory. Jar Jar refusing to go up these stairs right now. Wishmaster has them locked down. The rest of these teams just scouting out on the edge. We see as well Man's Not Hot on the edge of the border 100 as well, joined by Dream Team.
Wow. Fire there with a really nice nade, and then a little run round finishing off with a SMG there. I think it was an MP5. Anyway, that was just a nice little 1v1 there for Fyra, and that will be 7 atoms out. I'll clip that one. And have a little look at this zone. It's still popping around around Cement Factory. The high ground there being completely neglected, but maybe the teams are just assuming that there's already a squad there. Because like I said, it's such a good choke point, such a good high ground camping area, that if you are the first one there, it's a nightmare to try and... if there's already someone there, it's a nightmare to try and push in.
I'm surprised none of the squads still alive have decided to take advantage of high ground.
Oh, mate, you're cutting. If you can hear me, you're cutting up, and I can't hear a word you're saying again. So yeah, was that and Nightcore just wiping out CCCP there. See how these 11 teams move in. Still, everyone avoiding going directly into Cement Factory. Jar Jar and Icy hanging out at the compound next to it. Man's Not Hot here with their... Scobes isn't trialing for Man's Not Hot. We got some information in the chat there. Scobes is just substituting, practicing for tonight's Up North Scrim as well. Seen some good action from Scobes this game, so I'm sure Scobes will be warming up pretty well. The 100, very, very close to Man's Not Hot, but I don't even think they're aware. I think Man's Not Hot have been keeping their footsteps to a minimum, and the 100 are now actually pulling away. So it is a chance for Man's Not Hot to backstab on the way to zone, but they have actually just made it to the next compound, and that might be a tricky thing to pull off. Still, no one inside Cement Factory. Everyone is avoiding this. Dream Team Stars, Mesa last one standing, but will go down there to Marley. Have a little look. Sempathy gaming here in Nightcore. Looks like Sempathy trying to pin Nightcore out. Ooh, Virus actually gets Jartari there. The last one of thirsty for kills, but yet Sempathy ready for the pin. Virus very low, and Terra now hiding because the pin is real right now. That is the whole Sempathy gaming squad bearing down on Terra's route to zone. I don't think Terra's going to be able to make it out of there. Sempathy now being the closest into Cement Factory, but still not into it. Terra does get wiped. Jump up. Ooh, should we go see Keen or K4L? Let's go see BS because we've got a couple supporters in the chat there. Looks like... What's going on here? They're right on top of each other. Oh no, Gucci's right there. That's what happens when the buildings don't load in. And oh, Peggy goes down there from 100 Marley.
Wishmaster on 6 kills right now. Grapro on 2. 10 kills on the board for his team already. And they look like they want to find more. If they can just get into this zone. The 100 still a full squad though. However, Man's Not Hot might go up against the side of Sasamo here as well.
Yeah, Gucci being the last one alive, just hanging out, waiting for Barrios Sasamo to make a move from that shed. Gucci did throw a molly, but I think it was an accidental underarm. And oh my days, the 100 are pushing outside of zone for the kills. This is ridiculous. They want those points. Molly inside the shed, Marley going in hard. But do they know about Gucci? Gucci on the top there, knocking Marley and Daisy, and then blowing up the vehicle and finishing it off. They had no idea. The 100 went in for the aggressive push against Barrios Sasamo, and it actually, a third party on the hands of Man's Not Hot Gucci finishes them off.
And that's just a complete disrespect of Man's Not Hot and Gucci's capability of just wiping those two members off the board. And 100 need to clean up these mistakes. They lose 2 members against a vital time here against side of Barrios Sasamo. Even Man's Not Hot Gucci still can do work. We've seen him do that already with these 2 kills so far. But the board are eating him up alive right now. He needs to get into the safety of this zone.
There we are. Gucci does go down as Sasamo push in, but the rest of the 100 are still keeping them pinned, and Miss Peggy goes down. Espinet goes down actually to Jar Jar. Now Jar Jar's taken down from Wishmaster. This is knock for knock for knock. These different teams working in a sort of pass it on knock line here. I think Jar Jar might be safe for a second, but K4Al looked like Guapro might be pushing in for the kills. I can hear a lot of shots behind me too, and that will be Sympathy Gaming, the last remaining squad, full squad that is, and they are in a very nice spot on using the hill as cover right now, but still, no one really took advantage of Cement Factory's high ground spots. Fire just camping out inside the building here that has just been lost out of the zone, and we'll have to move in a second.
Sympathy are going to have to keep an eye on this border, though. They do have to get back into the safety of this zone. Wishmaster and the side of K4L already on the edge. And we do see already the side of defeaters inside that zone. The only team inside that zone. Wishmaster trying to find a couple shots onto Sympathy, but a scope's not going to be enough to find that target. Guapo and Wishmaster both moving along. Volk has managed to find a knock throw. Around the Cement Factory finale right now is a grenade. Icy manages to find one. 7 kills now going towards Icy as he managed to take down another 2 members here, Bigfoot. And this could be the closing moments. And can the Features get a second chicken dinner on the board? They're trying to find Sympathy on the hill.
Fire just finished off the rest of the 100 there as well. So it is going to be the solo of Fire and the 2 of Defeaters versus the 4 of Sympathy. But looking at who's got zone, it looks like Defeaters might be in the strongest position right now, and if the zone shifts towards them again, they're going to be laughing in this last zone for a second game in a row. Sympathy, though, if the zone shifts towards them, going to be extremely happy too.
Yeah, the Defeaters have this advantage of the zone, but the numbers still go in the advantage of Sympathy.
Fire almost trying to clutch out Sympathy there, but actually getting stabbed in the back.
Muri knocked up. This means only 3 available. Wata and Beto low as well. Slay the only team member will help this 1v1 now, but the advantage still going towards Icy and Jaja. Icy trying to find Jetto, but has to go back undercover to reload. Manages to find a knock-up, however. Mata now going behind the tree. We have to try
1 HP.
Mata using the smoke, trying to clear a path into safety, but Icy has them totally pinned. Jaja as well.
Ooh, and Muri goes down there and out straight away. Jaja's brought the vehicle in, and Jaja's going to go for the early rotation. And
yeah, Jaja looking to finish this off, but Icy has been doing phenomenal work. 9 kills for the Defeaters right now in this second game, and they've been doing exactly just the textbook play of the advantage in the finale, being the only team in the zone. They've managed to now secure this vital house that Icy has just taken full advantage of. They're clearing a smoke path in now. It looks like Icy's going to clear a way for Jaja to come in and maybe even just let the rest of this zone do the work for them.
Yeah, Jaja is actually just acting as bait right now while Icy overwatches. Jaja's literally just moving around, getting closer and closer to zone, trying to bait Ratters peeking out, and Icy with the overwatch going to try and finish it off.
Try to find Watt behind the tree. And it actually does find it, and that will be Jaja with the final kill of the game. And that will be them securing a second chicken dinner in the second game of tonight's Scrims.
Oh, with 19 kills in 2 games. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, it just has a massive statement coming out here from the side of Defeaters as they secure themselves this second chicken dinner here, Bigfoot. And just the advantage of these teams now moving in, I think they have to realize that Defeaters is the team that we need to take out, and especially the star player of this roster is Icy. And if they cannot take Icy out in this kind of close quarter combat, they need to maybe look at taking Icy out in a bigger ranged area of the map. And trying to go 1v1 with Icy in a compound isn't going to work. We've seen that in the first 2 games, team after team get wiped with the Uzi, with the close range. But we also start to see at the end of that second game, Icy with the sniper and trying to find out long range kills. And Icy just is all around good player that I think these teams are really going to have to look at and really be careful going into this third game onto Miramar.
Okay, here we are with the halftime highlights right now. This is early game, thirsty for kills, finishing off, bro. You what?
Here we go. We see actually this replay here. We do see Keen actually looking like they're going to move in. They managed to find one knock-up though, and here comes the second, and that is a clip, I believe, with a grenade dead. It's not quite fast enough to get a double squad wipe. Now moving into his second replay here. Keen versus... Looks like it will be, actually, the side of 7-7 Supreme and Migno.
I've just muted my mic a second because the neighbours are doing some drilling. I might have to go knock on them and tell them to stop. This PUBG is more important than your home right now.
Here comes Icy. And this is a replay that I wanted to have a look at here. Icy just going to break down here this absolutely fantastic play in a textbook 1v2. These teams now moving in. Icy trying to find one. He finds one knock up around the side. Finds another. They're all two of them together. One round the corner. Manages to heal up. He wastes no time healing up. Instead of wasting time trying to find these two players around the side. Moves around so he can't shoot him on the edge. They now try reposition around, throw smoke in so they can't see him coming, but it doesn't matter as Icy strays left, right once again, and despite them going one through the door and one through the window, it doesn't matter as that Uzi and that really bad close range weapon there actually just be too much for them to handle, and Icy once again with the close range fight managed to take down two once again.
And there we have Gerald goes down. Potato coming in with the Thompson. Manages to get one knock through this window here, but getting a bit too thirsty here. Watch this. Far too thirsty. Stepping out the window, trying to chase it down. Maybe better retreating to the
Continuing
roof
on
and
here,
getting the heal in.
The second replay here of these teams now moving in. Now this is another interesting fight here. We see on the compound smokes go wide and these teams split right now. And it does actually look like K4L suffering because of this split right now. And it does not matter as Wishmaster cleans that final kill up though. And that's just the disadvantage of K4L. They're being split and allowing actually the side of Etna team to really clean them completely up here. We see actually 737 Fire there cleaning up another kill as well on that replay. And McKenny, one of these maps that I think has actually been quite fair, Bigfoot, so far with these teams. We haven't seen that Ocean recently, that Ocean zone.
Yeah, it's not the most common, but it's
one
in every 5 or so, and it just gets a crazy zone. And yeah, that's the 100 doing rotations early and preemptively, which is.
I mean, Bigfoot, take me through some of these. Take me through some of these games here, and like, why do you think that these teams, instead of going straight down for the cement factory, why do you think that every single one of these teams decided not to go for that one compound that ultimately was the one compound at the end of the game?
I just reckon it's risk. I mean, it's like I said, if someone's already up there and you're trying to get these high ground positions in cement factory, you'll be taken out, especially in TPP.
If he's alive.
So yeah, because of the TPP situation and because of the possibility of people already being there, I think people just avoided it.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is going to shout for these people. We'll have to wait and see.
And this is about to be when Gucci.
Let me get back in the game, guys, and we'll continue getting into the game for the third game. And Miramar going to be one of these maps. It will be another blood battle here right now for these teams. Starting on your screens in 7 minutes.
And yeah, that was just the most amazing moment when Gucci just slapped that 100 push there. So funny. The 100 was so confident driving out of zone to get those extra kills. But yeah, of course, it wasn't going to fly.
You muted me?
No,
You muted me?
No, I muted me, mate, because of the neighbours.
All right, okay. I was gonna say I'm just having this conversation with whoever's streaming right now.
The dumbest thing
I'm
was
having this time of my life breaking down these replays.
the dumbest thing was I muted myself for you, but not the viewers, so they might have heard the power tools anyway. So dumb.
Oh, rip.
But it was just a little bit of drilling next
No.
door. They're just moving house or whatever. There you go. And I just want to take a note. If you don't know the technique of crouching and moving slowly with a pan, that's how Fire managed to walk around that little area there without being heard and popping out the side and getting that one knock. But of course, power in numbers and couldn't quite clutch it. And this is when Sympathy Gaming were just pinned. Absolutely pinned by the defeaters. And important to note that SF on Jar Jar is from the squad SFE Throne, not Sympathy. That's a slightly different tag there. Capital letters with a small X. Not really sure if Jar Jar's changing team. I think might just be a random sub tonight, but we will find out that information for you maybe.
Yeah, I think looking at just defeaters have been absolutely dominant so far, and they managed to get a wicked amount of points. I believe that was 41 points in the first game. They get that second chicken dinner here, already on over 60 points heading into the second game. And as I say, for perspective, the highest score that we saw yesterday was by Team 88 at 64 points. So to see over 60 points and already basically matching that score, moving into the third game, in fact, way ahead of that score, the amount of kills that they managed to receive, likely over 70 points if I have added this up correctly. Bigfoot, they will just be absolutely racing ahead against these other teams and likely are going to be our first place finishers already, unless they have another 2 disappointing games. But I find that quite unlikely.
I don't think anyone can stop Icy. I don't think anyone can stop Icy. So it's ridiculous.
I don't think Icy. This is the best, one of the best players I've seen for so far. Watching these scrims with the Uzi and with the close range. I mean, Icy's close range, close combat fights have been phenomenal so far in the first 2 games. He's been absolutely popping off for his team defeaters right now. And if I'm a defeaters manager or team captain, I am just looking at Icy, and even if I'm in the enemy team, I'm looking at Icy and saying, okay, how is Icy taking these teams down? How is he maneuvering about in these fights? He wastes no time every time. Like I said in the replay earlier, even when he's scouting out a team and whether coming up the stairs, he's always taking advantage of that time that he has, healing back up after knocking one, so he can then take down the rest coming up the stairs.
Yeah, it was really, really clever stuff. And you see the slight opposite of that. There was one player we saw, he didn't hide and heal to do the 1v2 and got finished off. Went firsting for the knock. Like, you can't go running around trying to first people when you're on low health and it's a 1v more than you situation. You've got to be really careful. Leave those knocks. They're added pressure. They're not going to harm you. They can't do any damage when they're knocked. You don't need to go and finish them off. You need to focus on the people still standing that might finish you.
Exactly, and these 2 members coming up the stairs are not going to go for the revive, because they know if they go for the revive, you're just going to shoot 1v1 down and then take down the other one who's reviving that extra player. And it doesn't really matter to revive a player who's already been put down to lower health anyways, because even if they get back up, it's just going to require a couple more bullets into them to take them back down once again. So you know that they're going to come for you. You know that they might likely split one through the door, one through the window. And it was a smart play to try the enemy team, take him down with a smoke, restrict his access, blind him from seeing that one was coming through the door. But it was just a bit too early on the enemy team there, going in early on, revealing that only one of them went through the window. There wasn't another one there. He knew that the other one would be going through the door and finishing off the further away one, then finishing off the closer one. It's just absolutely systematic textbook PUBG play with just a close range there. We see that it is just another close range fight here, just not able to get that grenade off and moving back again with the repeats on these teams.
Are you in the next room, buddy?
I am in the next room.
Awesome, nothing to worry about then. We can just keep with these replays for now then. I should have just looked, yeah. Yeah, with let's try and run through these replays one last time a little bit before. I'm going to skip it back a little bit forward to the end. Because that bit. Yeah, this is bot. we'll watch Icy again. This is ridiculous. Come on, Icy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take you through this again if you've only just joined the stream. I mean, this is what I mean by he waits for the first player to come up the stairs right now. He uses the advantage of the camera to scoot around. He knows she's there. He actually goes around for the aggression, gets one knock up, goes down to half health, and this is where he tries to finish him off. He manages quickly scoot round, get that kill off. He uses the advantage of the camera to see where they're coming from. Knows that one is crossed over, but he's waiting for his teammate with the movements there. Heals back up to about 2/3 health. Tries shooting him down the stairs, and here's where the smoke comes out against him. But here's the early position where they give away. One only goes through the window. He knows that the second's going to come through the door, and he immediately goes and aims for the door as soon as he's finished off the one at the window. And that's how Icy takes down 2 members and takes down a third even before that.
And then this next one's the flip reverse of that. Oh no, sorry, it is this one. Yeah, this is potatoing a similar situation by thirsting for kills. I need that. I want to knock it. I want to knock it. It's going to cost you your life. And there we go.
Yeah, that is just way too aggressive to go there, not respect behind you. Another player is going to come in and try to finish you off, and Keen taking that member out. And here's just a split beside the side of actually K4L here against Etna. Etna though also split. They managed to find one knock-up, but just a bit too aggressive against Wishmaster. Can't quite find the angle onto him, and they take them down there. Etna goes down in that fight.
If you're watching this and you haven't got an account on Trovo, please just sign up there and give us a follow. And if you do have an account, just click that button. It's pretty simple and easy. Doesn't cost you anything, supports us a lot, so we just appreciate if you can get that clicked. Thank you very much. And of course, we're aiming to be one of the top scrim and event channels on Trovo, so we need all the support we can get to try and grow. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, every follow matters for us, as you say. And looking at these replays, I mean, definitely a step up. Just being able to actually break down the replays, I think, is so good for these players and you guys watching back at home as well, and or wherever you may be watching. It's breaking down these replays as they happen, being able to see exactly how, I say once again, how Icy breaks down those 3 kills in the close quarters, or how a team is actually split and how that costs them. 100, they're actually going very aggressive. We see in that fight, but it does actually cost them in the end. They're too close to the car that they drove in on, and ironically, the car is the thing that takes them out. Ooh. Right now. Absolutely over the roof there, blows them both up. Really juicy 2 kills there for Masnoho.
Yeah, and the mollies that the 100 threw when they came in didn't even do that much damage. Yeah, just have a look at Fire here doing their best. Oh, I've got footsteps. That means we're in the next lobby. And yeah, my replays. I'm doing my best right now, but my replays don't have any audio. So we'll try and fix that. For some reason, my Alt Windows G, which normally clips game, it's picking up the audio of Highland Wolf. And not the game, and not me. It's a bit of an interesting situation. We'll try and debug that one for you. Maybe we'll have sound in the replays. But right now, we're going to step directly into our 3rd match, which is straight into Miramar. And then next, we will be back to Erangel. Yeah,
Miramar, one of these maps where we just kind of have to expect the bloodbath to happen once again. I mean, Miramar is known for heavy fights. Vikendi, we've already seen heavy fights. In Sandhawk, we've all seen heavy fights. And this is going to play to the advantage of defeaters who have, in the last 2 games, been heavily in the lead for the kills. They've been in the lead for kills in game number 1. I believe they were ahead in kills game number 2. And to get, as I said, that chicken dinner in both of the start to 2 games, it's going to be almost impossible for teams to beat them on the scoreboard unless they can do the same themselves in these final 2 games and take defeaters out early on.
Have a look at this flight path here. It's quite easterly, so it's going to leave out El Pozo, but obviously wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of people going for a nice little drive through the desert. Definitely could land in Hacienda del Patrono, San Martin, and Power Grid just about landable with a drift. Picardo 2 within reach, so quite a lot of teams have jumped out early on. You starting to leave in the middle. We'll see if there's any left when it gets up into the northern areas like Campo Militar, where there is actually some pretty good loot, but in Miramar, I don't really enjoy dropping on the edges of zone. At the edge of the map, there's too much rotation to do for me. But obviously some of these teams do quite like to get their loot first before they enter the battlefield.
Yeah, definitely just looking at this flight path, another generous flight path going into game number 3 on Miramar. Accessibility to San Martin, Picardo, even up to El Azahar at the top, even up to even further on Terra Bronca. We sometimes see people go up there as well, but also down to the south to Macera, to Minas del Val. Even Los Leones, the obvious one that we see actually teams avoiding this time, just going. The only team to actually go inside that area is Hardy Defil.
Yeah, it looks like Hacienda is going to be our first hot drop, so we're going to jump up to Hacienda, and the zone does shift up all towards the northwest, El Pozo, so there's going to be a really interesting movement to zone. Anyone that's drifted far from the plane right now to the west is in a pretty comfortable position, but some of these people that have landed down in, say, Puerto Parezo are in a kind of an awkward spot right now. We've got Guapro just with a shotgun here in Hacienda, and everyone is already shooting out.
Versus, it will be decided K4L versus Etna team. Another rematch, if you like, between these two teams from the Kendi. Earlier on, it matters so much more that you get this win. Wishmaster already taken out, and it looks like Etna want this revenge.
Suzuya nearly taken down by the spray from Cavi there on the UMP, but oh, Wishmaster maybe trying to crawl up for the red, but doesn't look like Suzuya's coming in here.
Cavi, can he find a knock-up? He's trying to shoot round, he manages to find one.
Yeah, that will be Etna wiped out by K4L there in the Hacienda drop. And now they're going to...
And that must really hurt for Etna, right? To lose against K4L twice in this kind of same scenario on a compound. I think Etna really have to now go back into the final game, go into Erangel and really decide, okay, how are we going to drop? What are the hot drops that K4L even may go for in Erangel, and how can we avoid them? Because I think Etna needs to just understand that if they cannot take K4L in these compound fights, they need to try, hope that another team can take them out, even the likes of the Beatles. We see actually the side of it will be Dream Team versus Defeaters right now. Just taking a look right now on obviously the aerial view here, Bigfoot. Dream Team versus Defeaters.
N1, it's N1 stars. N1 exclusive, sorry. N1 exclusive, sorry. So Defeaters stars and sorry, Dream Team stars and N1 exclusive. There we are.
Oh yes, my bad. They're going for brand name, like brand tags on them. So
yeah, it's deceiving. And they do get one. They do take one of Dream Team stars out. Ketu, Madam, and Massa there over on the other side. I would quite like just to get double confirmation if this is the Dream Team I know, which is like mostly a Finnish, sometimes Swedish, quite a Nordic squad of Dream Team. I think it is them. They just normally have a slightly different tag, and I've never heard of the Dream Team stars, so I'll double check when I get a chance and see if it is the Dream Team I know from Scandinavia. But they normally just have DT and then the Japanese symbol for large in between it. It's maybe just like, maybe this is their top team at the minute, Dream Team Stars. I'll have a little look into that and get back to you.
Yeah, Madam, Massa, Ketu still alive. Nusu, unfortunately, down. Ketu did try find a knock-up onto N1, but couldn't quite find the angle through the scope.
Man's Not Hot taking Keen Nurse out. We might go and track down that team. Does look like, yeah, Man's Not Hot in the graveyard area, getting down Keen from a distance there.
Yeah, here we go with the scope. Shadi trying to shoot across. Has got one knock up already. Nurse behind the rock as well. They're trying to find one knock up. The smoke comes out to try to protect him here. Nick out on the flank as well. I think they're going to try retreat here. Looks like they cannot take Man's Not Hot. In this more open area, going to try retreat to the compound where they feel that they can fight Man's Not Hot better. See if they can try bait this team in.
The name just makes me laugh every time, man. They're calling themselves Man's Not Hot. Bloody esports team.
Oh, I so hope they go far.
I hope they go. I hope they go as far as the song
just
did.
for the name, not unbiased, just for the name. I just wish that someone with that name would go far.
When I was living in Canada, it was a little bit sad, man. When you mentioned UK music, they were like, "Oh yeah, Man's Not Hot, yeah, Man's Not Hot." Like that's the only song that really made it across the water to Canada from the UK grime scene.
Gucci on the roof there. Trying to look for an angle onto Keen. Keen's still trying to reposition though. They've gone round to the side and actually they've left Scopes down on their last position and split Man's Not Hot 2-1.
Yeah, Scopes has taken a leaf out of Willow's book here and going round for a long flank. You can tell Scopes has been spending a lot of time with Wilo because this is where Wilo would normally be. Wilo, of course, being one of the IGLs in VSN, and Scopes simply just being a sub tonight. Yeah, hanging out with Man's Not.
Bad, and this had advantageous for him, I believe, here. Bigfoot. I mean, Gucci now the only survivor. They've already taken down Chaddy as well. Chaddy and Gucci split off from their teammate. They perfectly there. Keen just rotated round as that squad. You expect them to rotate round as that squad round, using the compounds for cover. And Gucci just couldn't find that angle as they managed to close in on the side of Man's Not Hot.
Yeah, and of course, Gucci's still in very early loot stages, just with an M16 and a Thompson. I don't expect that is Gucci's favourite loadout right now, and I think...
Trying to find one at his pack, though, and he managed to get one knock-up. Reloading, trying to find the kill. Puts him down to about half health, but can't quite find them.
Pretty good moving forward, though, for them, as this continues. And Nurse actually pushing in by themselves.
1v1, can he find it? No, he won't. That was a bit of a misposition there on Nurse, and they don't get that ability to walk around the door. Zarpak still trying to be finished off, but he does find that one kill.
So now it's been made into a 2v2. It could actually go into the hands of Man's Not Hot right now.
Gucci's versus Nick out. Can he find the nade? They're going to try for it. That's a very high nade, but can it land?
Ooh, tricky.
The back is getting flanked from behind here.
So is Scopes going to come in at all? Yeah, Scopes is coming in, finally. Hey, Scopes, you want to maybe play some PUBG?
You want to join the team? You want to join the action that's happening in this team fight? Scopes, yeah.
Scopes was on a long flank and a keen reposition. That's why Scopes ended up so far away. And now 737 have pulled in, and Nick out does get the knock straight away on Sabzi.
Yeah, here you go. 737 is trying to come in very aggressive. We've seen the 100 do it before, but we lose one already.
And the rest of 737 not going to rush in quite as fast as that.
Brazorg already down. We lose one member down to 3. They look with the scopes round, trying to find another. Nick out takes down Sabzi.
Nick out actually gets sprayed down with a vehicle explosion there from the other half of 737. So now Zazy, the last one standing for Keen. Will Scopes and Gucci make a move or hold their ground and more be considering the rotation rather than the push?
Right now, and they use that pit there just to use it as an advantage to revive here.
Wow, look at this south area of the zone. This is ridiculous. The zone shifted so far northwest and no one's really had the time to get to it yet. We just did Marley flash out there on the map, and it does look like Highly Deepful also in a situation here with more teams pushing in from the side. Yeah, that is EQ taken out by 7 Atoms. Snaps is already down on behalf of 7 Atoms, and Senja also down for Highly Deepful. Kuki and Phoenix coming up the hill trying to finish this off. The nade comes towards EQ. EQ's actually crawling further towards it and then does get finished off by the nade by Punisher. And Phoenix will go for the rev for Senja as Kuki and Miracle might fight out over this topography here. Kuki trying to push in without being seen and get that TPP advantage. Knows where Punisher is right now. Maybe just going to wait this one out or even go for a grenade.
Kuki with a grenade over. Punisher, I think, sees it though. Moves back away. Does split them up a little bit though. Kuki can't quite go in just yet. Another grenade flying high. Grenade in return from Punisher, but it still goes wide once again. Snaps is down now. We find one. Cookie gonna try find that clean up. Can he find this? Now another grenade goes wide. Cookie now flying in with a flank.
Ooh, mollies and nades going towards Miracle's rough location, but not quite landing on target. Punisher bleeding out, Fenix getting revved, and Cookie just maybe guarding Punisher's dead body right now, waiting for Miracle to make a move. Miracle might actually be best retreating, but I don't think there is even a safe retreat right now, so Miracle is actually just going to be forced to take this fight and try and clutch it, because running away from this situation would mean death.
He managed to find one, though, and that is going to go to the German nail. Cookie takes them down. Cookie taken down right now. Miracle, can he find it?
Oh, unfortunately not. Highly Default will be able to get that rev and move further into the battlefield of only 3 teams remaining, but this south side is ridiculous. I think I can go and hang around where Nightcore are and not move the camera for the next 5-10 minutes, to be honest. This is crazy.
Keep an eye on Highland Depth of this team bit. All eyes are on them here. They can go for their 3rd game in a row, even perhaps with the highest kill with that chicken dinner. An absolutely dominant team in these open scrims tonight. Bigfoot Icy trying to find a wide shot down onto the side of K4L. The range there just not going to be in his favor. Icy rotating around with the buggy bow. Perhaps tries to find now a reposition. Going on his own right now is very risky. If they do lose Icy, this could be detrimental to Devil.
Of course, but Icy obviously just doesn't care by this point. There's not even any kills for defeaters, so I'm pretty sure that they're just going to YOLO it to victory if they can, and if not, they're still going to be laughing with the points they've made up in the first 2 games. Wishmaster putting in the Golden Mirado into the warehouse. You've got all of K4L now in one little warehouse with only Cavi out of it in that building just behind. Icy going to use the high ground of this building to maybe try and get a knockoff.
Icy versus K4L right now. Take a look at K4L's perspective as well. K4L on the 5 kills already. If they can get another 4 onto the side of Highland Def, we're going to take them up to 9, take them into the position that they need to be right now going into this 3rd game in Miramar. We are 14 minutes in. The grenade goes wide.
But see what Icy's doing here? This is really good teamwork. Icy is keeping their focus east, while the rest of the team moves in on the north side. And by distracting them, it does provide an excellent opportunity for the Overwatch to deal some damage, as those nades aren't quite reaching where they need to, and Icy is still standing.
Here we see Baki making a rotation round behind Icy. The rest of them now on that northern side, as you say. 4KL.
Icy getting taken down to about 20 HP there, maybe 15, and that nade was pretty good. Icy just about to heal up, and it did look like Wishmaster did know the location of Adrian Tatati, and they're actually just going to push into this one building together and try and wipe out the solo player.
Right now, we actually turned around and delete Wishmaster off the game. Now underneath Icy is another 2 members, and here comes another close quarter matchup. Can Icy do it once again with the Uzi? We'll have to find out. Diggs coming round the corner on the door. Now Icy's going to jump round, try to find another kill. Can he find a knockup? No, he cannot. Gunpro dead.
And that nade does more damage to Dig than it did to Icy, and the supporters came in, and that finished Dig off right there.
Yeah, Icy barely surviving against Dig right now, and a miss for a nade there, luckily for Icy, but here comes the support behind him, and actually another grenade goes from the Dati, another one from K4L falls, and now just 1 left, but Icy goes down. Can he finish off Icy? He managed to do it. That will be a massive kill for K4L, getting rid of Icy off of this game, and all these teams see that on the board, and they will be praising K4L for doing that.
Yeah, Guapro doing pretty good. Now AWM Tatari and Jar Jar are down. And Guapro flips the scales. Flips the scales of the whole match tonight with that wipe.
That is what they looked for. That is what K4L needed to do. They get 8 points on the board. And even with only Guapro alive, Icy's aggression on his own cost him at the end, with his team not being quite there to cover him when they decided to go in as a squad for K4L, and they couldn't quite finish him off. one close contact too much.
Just having a little check-in on Dream Team Star's last remaining member here, Ketu, and looks like they're just TPP watching Hero pull into a compound and maybe waiting for the chance to strike, or maybe not even going to strike at all, because it could be pretty risky business. Looks like Hero Johnny actually pulling away now, leaving Ketu alone in that shed, for now at least. A lot of congestion. The main congestion from the south's moved around to the west a little bit. Some teams rotating clockwise to the west. But it seems like, yeah, it does seem like Nightcore might be wiping out, starting to dig into Jartari and the rest of Thirsty for kills. And it does look like, yep, low-key getting 2 kills there. 2 knocks, sorry, Zeus and Jartari.
Yeah, Jartari knocked out, almost going down. He will actually be finished off by Guapa. Another kill going towards K4L. Thirsty for kills, unfortunately just mispositioned between 2 teams here. As we see the side. Nightcore is going to finish him off. Assassin, the only remaining member. He's trying to 1v1. Managed to find one. Can he find a second? Puts a second down to about half health. Jumps over, but it's not as they shoot mid-air. And that will be the side of Nightcore taking another team out. 14 teams remaining.
We've got 3 members alive, I think. Is it 3 or 2 there? Yeah, 3 members alive of BS right now. I think there was a supporter in the chat still hanging around for them, so they're going to be nice, happy to see them into the top 13, making it into this last zone. But 13 isn't going to get you loads of points, and they need to keep pushing forward, as right now they're engaged with Sympathy on the edge of this zone. Looks like they have the slight advantage, and they've got them slightly pinned. Sympathy vehicle looks like it's burning out. Do they have another one? We've got 1 more buggy, but there is actually 3 of them, so losing that vehicle, losing the truck there is going to put them on a slightly back foot. One of them might have to run. Or at least go grab that motorbike.
Guapa, they're going to try put a couple shots into the side of Barris Osama, but not going to matter. Barris Osama versus the side of Sympathy here on the edge of the zone. And surprisingly, only a couple of these teams in the zone so far. It's all happening around this west and south side of the map. We see a number of teams clogged up here. Highly Defil, Keen, even the side of Man's Not Hot as well, and also 772 Enigma as well.
Yeah, it does look like Sympathy managed to rotate their way away from Sasamo there, and they will be making it slightly safely into zone. But it looks like right now on the kill feed, Man's Not Hot are starting to dig into Highly Defil, so we're going to jump over there too. PSN Scobes as well, yeah, looks like it's Gucci and Scobes only alive, and they've started to have a little dig into Highly Defil. Keen and the last standing member of Highly Defil in the most nearby compound. Senja running in now, but actually pinned between 2 squads.
Yeah, Senja here on the edge. Zazy ahead of him. Tries to find a couple shots onto Zazy. Can he 1v1 him? Yes, he does. And that's going to be Zazy down. Can he finish him off? And he confirms that kill. That will be 4 kills now on the board for High Defil. Here, Senja just running away with his life. He accepts that he gets that kill. The only surviving member for High Defil, repositioning right now against the side of Man's Not Hot, as well as Keen ahead of him.
Okay, having a look at this final zone, we've got some pretty nice high ground, which Barrios de Samo have started to claim. Have a little look at this a second. I'm going to move over to Espinete and just look down. See when this loads in, of course, when the map loads in, you'll be able to see the vantage point you've got here. It's one of the highest spots left in the map, overlooking. There we are. See how far they can get up this rock, but there's some good spots here. Kiro also pretty high up though.
Guapo gets taken out there. That'll be L4K down in 13th place, despite their amazing takedown onto the side of defeaters. They do go down in an unfortunate position, just as another 2 teams fall as well. Man's Not Hot. She goes down. Miss Peggy on 1 health, but gets shot from behind.
Barrios Asamo do get a knock there on Man's Not Hot, but then of course VSN Scobes turns around and gets the knock straight back on Espionette as the 100 pull into this situation. 4 players here, 2 of them are knocked. The 100 are coming in with 3 players. Miss Peggy has been healed. Looks like a pre-nade came out. Is Pecco going to run into it? No, it was a smoke. Not a pre-nade. So Pecco just runs through that smoke there. Espionette down by Rolkis.
Completely around Espionette, taking him out right now. Barrios de Samo have been taken over by the 100. Miss Peggy very low, also going to get knocked up. Rolkis taking that knock, and that will be then finished off.
Oh, I think that was a single shot from someone. Yeah, 7S stole the kill of Miss Peggy from Barrios de Samo. 7S sniping that one out and taking the point away from the 100. So now it looks like Pecco is aware of that location, spraying down on a vehicle driving through, but does get knocked. And that will be a knock from 7S too. Luckily, there is some rocks to get straight behind there for the Rev.
Yeah, 7S here just moving closer in towards this final end of the game. And really the surprising side of 7S here, they have managed now as a full-man squad to try to take down the high point campers here of the 100s. They are the king of the hill right now, the 100 on this high ground in the zone right now. Around Happy Ender just on the outskirts. As he gets a knock up onto one, also Rolkis goes down to 7S.
7S pushing into that high ground so well. Like you said, they did not have the advantage as they pushed forward, but they managed to do the best gameplay and take this area almost for themselves.
That's where the numbers game comes in, Bigfoot. When you've got that squad, you can take them down, and we see actually Harry trying to take down AZ as well, but AZ back undercover, Mighty ahead of him as well, trying to find that shot. He does find one onto him, and that will be an immediate wipe. Pecco, Rolkis still alive though.
Pecco possibly
going to be
jumping down.
Can he find him? Mighty's going down, and Pecco manages to 1v1 with down as well, taken out instantaneously by Pecco. Rolkis returns the favor onto Harry as well. Rolkis trying to find a third. Can he find Potato? Yes, he does. Pecco is absolutely popping off as he wipes down 7S from the game in 7th place.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I did actually have that one playing on the small screen, not the big one, so it won't be clipped there, but beautiful stuff there from Pecco. I hope you got a chance to see that on the small screen there. 2 standing for the 100, 1 standing for Barrios de Samo, 3 for Nightcore, 2 for Sympathy, 3 for Hero, and 4 for N1.
Yeah, Nightcore here, they need to get into the safe zone right now as that border comes in the smoke cloud as a wall there with the grenades coming onto the aggression here against the side of Sympathy. Also crazy heroes in the center of this circle as well. Heroes just waiting it out, keeping an eye on Sympathy and the side of Nightfall, see what happens over there.
N1 gets Pecco down. Breaking the flow of the 100 as they built up that momentum in this final zone. It's been broken down. Pecco taken down by zone there. Rolkis last one standing for the 100.
Rolkis still 3 kills on him, can get more. He does have... If he plays this right, he can perhaps get out if he hopes another team can distract him. But here comes round the side. Can Rolkis take him out? He managed to find one knock up on Silence there. Almost missed him coming round the edge. He sees Rockstate, and that's who he's been focused on. Can he find the one where focus is on side here? And Rockstate jumping in and out of rocks here. But here comes the second member, and he can't quite finish him off with Rockstate from behind. And that will be the kill going on to Rockstate against Rolkis. 100 taken down in 4th position.
Yeah, so the last 3 teams standing here now. Nightcore and Hero are very close to each other inside zone. And N1 with the full squad a little bit further away right now. Gonna have to push into zone. But I think Hero and Nightcore are going to be a little bit distracted with each other. So it does provide N1 some good space to get in here and clean up. And what a nightmare for the teams that wanted to get the free chickens in a row, etc. And the teams that are in the top placements previous games being taken out like the defeaters. They wish they were here right now getting that triple chicken, but Unfortunately, the team formation was a little bit loose, and they got wiped.
Yeah, we saw a couple mistakes there break into the squad of defeaters. The crack showing that unfortunately cost them in, as we say, I believe 14th position there, with only 3 kills on the board for them. N1 here just scouting out very cautiously, making their way.
And now they're in here, they don't have to do too much. I mean, it's up to them. They can push or they can just chill. It depends if they want to get those kills. They've got 9 already. If they want to get the chicken points, I'd advise them to hang back a little bit. But if they want to have some fun and try out some pushing, they should really just get stuck in. They could get all 4 kills here if they're aggressive enough. They could get all the last remaining kills. Hero trying to blow up a vehicle, but there's not much point. No one's hiding behind it. No one needs the vehicle. Kind of a waste of ammo and location giveaway. As the nades start going down to where Hero fires. See, Hero fired a vehicle for no reason and nearly got taken out by a nade. Like, don't shoot when you don't have to, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's all about stealth right now as that zone closes in. Johnny's going to have to make a move as that zone edges closer now. Hero's going to be outside the zone. Rock State on the edge as well. These teams are going to have to break in very, very soon. Hero's making the first move against Silence here. Can they find it? Drops down prone behind the box.
Very impressed no one's dead yet. Oh no, just sorry, N1 have lost 1 player, but yeah, like, this has been very, very calm. And gonna be zone 9 soon, and if we don't often get to zone 9 in these scrims, normally the game's over by the time it reaches it, but that would be awesome to see in this little compound we got. And this is one of the great things about the new Miramar. There's more compounds in the final zone, so we do have some completely different meta going on. Where in the past,
ready. There we go. Managed to find one on the knock-up, and that's really vulnerable. Johnny's also going to go down, and that will be them down. Heroes in 3rd place. Now, here comes N1 versus Nightcore. Can they find him? The 2v2 managed to find the knock-up. Nightcore onto 1. Still 2 more left.
Can they switch this round? Nightcore with the patience.
Silence coming up. Can he find it? He cannot find quite the kill onto Virus.
Virus on such low health. Actually going to get that first aid kit in right now.
It's just Virus versus the 3 members of N1. Rock State healing up. Silence down. Knocked up. Muscleman 2. Rock State versus the side of Virus right now.
And zone 9 hasn't started yet. I think we've got about 5 seconds or so. I'd love to see this get to zone 9.
Virus cannot let Rock State take the revs onto his teammates, and that is exactly what Rock State is doing.
Oh no, now is the perfect time to strike, leaving them too long. And it wasn't 5 seconds, I think it's a minute and 5 seconds, so we might not see it get to zone 9, but that was a big, big mistake, not striking when the time was right.
Here he goes, now he's going to have to fight a 2v1, and it's not going to matter. Virus now taken out, and that was just waiting too long, being too cautious, had to go in for the play.
So that's actually pretty impressive for M1 there with 13 kills in 1st place. Nightcore there with 9 in 2nd. Hero with 5 in 3rd. The 100 with 7 in 4th. Sympathy Gaming 1 in 5. Barrio Sesamo 1 in 6. And 7S 3 in 7th. Scrolling down a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see our defeaters down there.
15th.
Close to the bottom, unfortunately.
Yeah, 15th for them, unfortunately.
I'm interested to see. I've not been keeping too much look at the score points today, but what I'm interested to see is if actually defeaters with that 15th place position, with only 3 kills, if they can actually lose their position in 1st place right now. They have only got about 64, I'd say about 74 points, I would say, actually, for the first 3 games now. 1 game still to go, but if a team that has been close to them, well, as close as you can get to defeaters with a phenomenal performance in the first 2 games, if they did well, and that was one of those teams who did well in Miramar, if they can catch up and take that spot down from the defeaters if they have a bad game 4.
Just about ready to start these replays here after PUBG threw that Power Ranger dance at me again. I am so tired of the Power Ranger dance in Season 13, man. I didn't even click on anything. It starts getting thrown in my face. 2 seconds and we'll get this replay up here. Good to go. So, this is the early drop in Hacienda. And of course, we saw Etna go down to K4L, wasn't it? Was it the other way around?
Yes,
yeah,
it was,
K4L on top. K4L on top.
Yeah, once again, Etna just once again split, and Wishmaster taking full advantage of debate there as well. Used by his teammate to take down the final couple members of Etna here in its early stage of the game. Yeah, here comes debate here. Wishmaster debate for K4L. They come through the door, but it doesn't matter. They spray through, and that will be another knock up and another kill, and that's going to be the team wiped out there.
This is when I thought Gucci was going to get wiped out. But Gucci actually managed to take 2 of, who was it? Keen out. Gucci took 2 of Keen out really well with the early loot that probably wasn't Gucci's favorite loadout. And then 737 come in. I don't know if they were chasing bullets or they just pulled up here. I don't think there was any shots for a little while, so I think it was just unfortunate pull up. But they may have been chasing bullets, and if they were, they did it all wrong. Pulling up like that with no cover right in front of a team with guns, and yeah, they were lost.
Yeah, Keen with that, obviously, one take down the members as needed. Keen versus High Default in this third replay. We see the nade come from Cookie there. They're going to miss, unfortunately. Now moving closer to the end of this fight as we see a couple nades go wide and Cookie make that rotation round. Trying to pin down the side of 7 Atoms.
Miracle realizing there's no choice here but to fight because there's definitely no escape. Getting another knock on Cookie, but of course the health and the power in numbers overrides. And when you see these clutches, when you do see a successful 1v4 clutch, it's a bit like boxing. The trick's hitting and not getting hit. When a 1v4 clutch goes wrong, it's because they got hit in the early stages of it. And when it goes right, it's because they didn't get hit at all.
Yeah, there's a nade from IC, baits him in to try come through. And a bit of a misposition there, walks into his own nade. Another nade comes through, though, on the back from Defeaters, in a classic nade there. Takes down another member of K4L. As this fight continues, an excellent nade through the window there.
Yeah, and I really thought Defeaters had a good hold of the situation, especially after that one, especially after Cavi ran into another nade. I was like, oh yeah, there's only one way this can go. But look at that. Guapro jumping out that window, out that doorway there.
Jumps behind Icy there to avoid the shots and forcing Icy to move just a bit too much against him, and Icy can't quite find enough bullets into Guapro to finish it off. Guapro does finish off the rest, and here's where the amazing play comes out from Guapro as he finds another, jumps out, and they split there. I think if the Peters both came out 2 versus 1, they could have taken Guapro down. Instead, they hesitated. One of them only went out at a time, and Guapro took them out single by single.
Big up Manabas PH for the follow. Everyone else, if you're not following, please just give that button a click. It's no drama. If you're a content creator, I'll follow back straight away. Hey, bro, can you plug your channel? Manabas PH, I just plugged it. Yeah, man, I'm plugging it. I'm plugging it, bro. I'm plugging. Go and follow this guy in my chat right now. He's from the Philippines, Manabas. Hi, guys. I'm also a PUBG player. Please support me in my channel. Thank you, Bigfoot Scrims. You're welcome, bro.
Yeah, you're very welcome, man. And hope you enjoy coming into the final game. We're going to be on a wrangle in a couple moments. The final game of these PML scrims this evening. 3 games already. the Features in the lead with a whopping 70+ points, mostly gained by this 2 games. 70 points in 2 games is insane, Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's just mad, man. I don't even like the third game mishap doesn't even really affect them, I don't think. When they're that far ahead. Double chicken with high kill count, you can pretty much have any bad game you want and still come out on top. In fact, let's just have a look at this 1 second. Let's just have a look. Let me just jump. I'm just going to pause this 1 second when I prove this point. Results. Airwaves, 3rd place. Rank, game 1. They didn't play. They played 3 games and came in 3rd. Right? Airwaves yesterday. There's a red slash on game 1 for Airwaves. And they came in 3rd place. They were 2 points behind 1st place, playing 3 games. So if you are that powerful, you can come out on top in the scoreboards with bad games or no game.
Exactly, and that is just how quickly a result board can change and how quickly the actual scrims can change in just one night. And this is where I actually quite prefer looking at these multiple day tournaments, because I think it actually allows you to get a better feel for who is actually going to be the true winner, and not just getting a couple good games at the start and kind of making some loose plays towards the final couple of games. It earns you not that many points at all. I think looking, if you have more of like a 3 or 4 day tournament, you have still perhaps the Features playing more cautiously, playing more like we've seen them in the first 2 games, and not getting taken out by the likes of K4L.
Yeah, the solo icy push was a very interesting move, and it was very, very strange to see such a risky maneuver from a team that had dominated so well. We also have H. Spader in the chat there saying, greetings from Barrio Sesamo from Spain. Great casting. Cheers, Spain. Grazie. Grazie, Spain. It's a pleasure to have you in the game. It's good watching. Thanks for the compliments and follows. So this is the last bit of the match here, which again got pretty intense with the close clutches.
Yeah, here we are, Virus. And this is where Virus makes a mistake. You see on the other side that rev happening, both of them together. He allowed the side of N1 to recuperate. And this is where it all went wrong for Virus. There's no way that Virus can take this 1 versus 3 with the flank and trying to take cover from 2 sides.
And you see, just a bit of tactics there for anyone wondering exactly what happened there. See, Rockstate got the rev, left the rev to rev the rev, left the rev behind to rev the next rev, and went round and got a complete surprise angle. Should have that solo push failed, the 2 revs would have been up and healed, ready to double push anyway. So it was a pretty much flawless last-minute plan that did come out on top and really nailed it for them. And now we're back to the start of the game, just watching the K4L Etna wipe in Hacienda del Patron at the start. You can see Suzuya almost getting taken down from the window, but comes up to the building to try and finish off or get some knocks into Cavi, and just gets wiped. Again, maybe this push was a bit unnecessary. Already very low health, not much armor on, not even wearing a helmet. Making that push maybe a little bit too confident.
Yeah, and they're just way too confident, considering they're going up against the team in a similar fashion. They did lose in game number 2-2, and unfortunately getting wiped. It's the first team off the board in Miramar. They're going to really suffer on that points board towards the end. If they cannot get high points and high kills by the end of the game on Erangel, Etna have to be a team that are kind of sweating right now, because they need to get a really high score and a really good result going into Wrangle if they don't want to be sat at the bottom of that leaderboard.
Yeah, I'd just like to apologise to Scobes there. It looks like I forgot, I missed clipping the M16 and Thompson kills. So apologies to Scobes for that, but just to let everyone know what happened there was Scobes was up in that shed, the high-rise warehouse, and 2 different members from team were on 2 separate sides, and he finished them off there with the M16 and Thompson. And then obviously 737 pulled in and just got deleted.
Yeah, lucky man here. And there's just a flank there from Cookie as well. just taking complete control from two different sides and using that revive as a bait for Miracle to come out, but he cannot do it. He's not got the cover that he needs to take down 3 members with grenades still flying in from the second angle. And Miracle does unfortunately go down despite getting that knock up onto Cookie.
Oh, this is actually, I actually feel a little bit sad when this clip comes back up. Just the fall from grace, Icy. The fall from grace. 19 kills the first 2 games. Coming into this situation with no kills.
To be fair, I think that honestly, K4L made a couple really bad errors with the grenades, and there were some great grenades coming out from the side of the Features. They still played that close range with the throwables at that top level that we'd expect from the side of the Features. But I think, honestly, the Features just did not go in at the end. Is that 2-man push against Gratter, and that just was the reason it cost him. Not going up against Guapo, and we'll see it coming up here in a moment. They lose Icy. And without Icy, I think they might hesitate. This is maybe where they went wrong. They hesitate a little bit on going out against Guapo. They saw Guapo was the one who took them out. They wait, and you see them just go one at a time. They come back through the door instead of just pushing him out straight away, and that was their downfall. Guapo takes them out one at a time.
Beautiful stuff, really beautiful stuff. It's so surprising that it happened after those missed nades. Like, those self nades normally ruin everything.
Yeah, really did not take advantage of the fact that K4L made a number of fatal errors, knocking themselves out of the fight in this very start of it, and they did not surround K4L and punish them enough for that. And being too defensive, even when they lost Icy, was the reason it cost them. They have to be able to still perform at that top level, even if their star player falls down.
Looks like we're in the lobby for the next game here. Oh, and the plane's just about to take off, so we're just straight in there in time. Okay, so you can turn your webcam off if you want to save bandwidth, dude, and we'll get into this Erangel match here with a very, very good flight path heading over Georgia Pole and Sosnovka military base. Just about leaving Novodepnaya in a drop zone if you're up for doing a bit of drifting.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, here we are. I mean, the plane path right now looks pretty juicy. The plane paths have been pretty nice, so to these players for all 4 games. We see another good plane path, as we say, Ruins, Pachinki, Open, even Sosnovka military base. Farm could be an option if teams decide to fly down there, make a little bit of a run towards that area. Roshok, even Georgia Pole. We see a number of teams already dropped in this countless times being a hot drop for these teams.
Yeah, Georgia Pole's a great hot drop because it's got so many different spots, but the zone is rarely landing on it. So it's got all these different spots for teams to start and loot up, but then when it starts moving around, you start to get the interesting fights. And I think I'm just gonna have to go straight over here and see what's happening. I think there's 3 or 4 teams in one spot just dropped. Sympathy Slayer down, Sympathy Vata down, Slayer taken out now. Bro trying to get into a vehicle and escape. And it does look like Hero has got 2 kills on Sympathy already, picking up that Scar L very early on.
Yeah, Sympathy lose 2, only Vetter and Muri alive. They lose Mata, and Slayer, excuse me. It's going to really hurt them right now. Veto just choosing to actually escape that compound. And I think that was just a disadvantage as well of Veto and Muri dropping 2 and leaving Wata and Slayer as a 2-man party against the squad of Bro. And dropping as a split drop can obviously get you more loot, but as we see right there, it does not work out. Looking around, however, does look like we have skirmish here.
Yeah, there's 3 teams dropped in Pachinki. We have Defeaters, CCCCP. It's 3 Cs, CCCP. and Keen all in Pachinki, but Keen looking like the least keen so far, and they're just hanging around the edges looting up while it looks like Defeaters grabbed guns and ran to CCCP.
I mean, Defeaters just playing super aggressive, going for those points, just boost them up a little bit so they can ensure that no team can catch them from their performance in the first 2 games. If you're not already seeing the performance from the first 2 games, make sure you go check them out. It will be on YouTube, am I right?
Yeah, I'll upload to YouTube as soon as the scrim after this one's finished. We are doing a double shift today. There's another 3 games for the Riot Squad UK scrims afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hanging around for that? Are you going to take a break?
I don't know. I've got a little bit of an event on back inside, so I don't know. We'll have to decide. Depends what time this finishes at.
I think it's be about 7 till 9ish, I think.
I'll let you know after this game.
Sure thing. Okay. Well, Mirka goes down there for CCCP, and looks like Keen are actually rotating around to the high ground for now and not making a push in just yet. Maybe going to keep an eye on that kill feed now they know who's here, and they're going to wait until they see a couple more knocks and push in. Kill feed, of course, being one of the best weapons at your disposal. Baki goes down to crack in there. Oh, Baki's out. Wow. Baki's named after what I think it is. It's a crazy gory boxer, Japanese anime. Worth checking out. But unfortunately, they've lost Baki already, and that is Jojo and Icy now. And Adrian Tatari standing here trying to finish off CCCP. It is only Popcorn standing.
Yeah, here we go. We see Popcorn still alive. As we said, the only person still alive for CCCP. The Beast is trying to find, but here comes Keith in the back. But they actually find one knock up on to Jaja.
Jaja's been mollied yet, and Adrian Tatari's been taken out. See, they were watching the kill feed. They waited until they knew those numbers were slim, and now it's just bot. Are we going to get another bot? Oh, my taste bot.
I see, comes in. There's too many people to take out with a Uzi. It's not enough.
I'd just like to mention, though, like, when you're reviving, if you can stop reviving and get 2 kills, that is still OP. Not being able to get full free does not make bot player in any way whatsoever, as Nick out does come in and finish off Popcorn with Keen taking Pachinki for themselves, only losing Zazy so far.
In their defensive issues, Sage is making sure they don't obviously get taken out early by the side of Defeaters or CCCP, both 2 teams that they knew were going to be difficult to defeat. But as you say, look at that kill list, that kill feed on the left-hand side of their screen, and they knew exactly the numbers that they were keeping track of. When they were low, they knew that we could go in and clean up that fight. They secure themselves a comfortable 5 kills going forward.
Yeah, and I can definitely assure you that the Defeaters, after having those great 2 first games, were just sort of messing around and testing aggression. If this was a tournament, I sincerely doubt they would have changed their gameplay like that for the second 2 games. But of course, this is just a scrim, and it's just for practice. And it's a good chance to practice those pushes, because sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you need the compound, and you can't just let a team keep the compound. So that's why practicing those aggressive pushes are good for when you're in the tournaments, and you have to use that aggressive technique. There is sometimes no choice. Although in the scrims, you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a shame that they didn't try, obviously, for the last 2 games. I mean, we all know why. Like, they've got a massive kill score from, obviously, the first 2 games so far. I just wish I'd seen them also play like that for the last 2 games and seen just how many points they could have racked up. I mean, we could have been looking at well over 100 points in 4 games.
Of course, I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to have the clips. But I also do forgive them for just having a laugh in the second 2 games.
Me too, man. Me too. But, I mean,
like you see Keen, when there's a triple hot drop, right? If you want to come out on top of that triple hot drop, you have to do exactly what Keen did there. Stick to the edges of the hot drop, rotate round to the higher ground, and keep an eye on that kill feed and wait for the numbers to be down and walk in and finish it off. The most effective method for a busy hot drop. If there's just 2 of you, it's a completely different story. But when there's 3, I would say that is the golden recipe.
Definitely have to agree there. And that's how you engage onto a team aggressive. We've seen teams before do it, maybe 1-2 players. We've seen the 100 do it before. We've seen other teams do it before in previous games. And these teams, they need to understand it. When you go aggressive, when you make those plays, you have to be sure that you can pull it off, because you're giving away your position instantaneously to the enemy teams. You have to make sure that you can get those kills early and quickly against the enemies.
Just having a look at who's coming into zone where right now. Dream Team Stars completely spread out over the quarry, with Ketu scouting out, maybe heading towards the west bridge. But it also looks like Thirsty for Kills Zeus is scouting the same bridge. So I'm going to keep an eye on them and see if they clash as they try and take that choke point for themselves. But Dream Team Stars have a lot of catching up to do, whilst the other half of Thirsty for Kills is already on its way inside a vehicle.
Yeah, we do have any close teams right now. We look like we have side of Barrio Susamo and K4L between Roshawk and School, but these teams going to be split for a while now, as we have a very large zone still in play. These teams going to continue to loot up, prepare themselves for this mid game.
Notu driving straight through the middle of the two halves of Thirsty for Kills and possibly going to get away with it. Don't hear any gunshots in this area. I think they did. So Thirsty for Kills and Dream Team Stars just narrowly avoiding each other in this early rotation, maybe completely oblivious of each other's
Here comes Keen and Highly Death.
Yeah, jumping over to Keen right now for sure, as quick as possible, because that is going to get interesting here on Potato Hill.
They drive in through the red zone, which was risky already, trying to go for a play against Highly Defil, but ED from behind did get one. Trying to 1v1, but Zarpak takes him down. And now 3 members surviving for Highly Defil. They come in, here they come.
Oh wow, that's
Rookie down, Saints down. Danger, the only one alive. Can he find this kill that he needs onto Zarpak? Zarpak lower than him.
Much lower.
Loads up the car. Isn't going to be enough though. Has to still finish off Zarpak, rotating round. Can he find them? Yes, he can. Zenja managed to find it. And that aggression from Team Keen does not play out. It has to make sure he revives them quickly. A number of people to revive. Ed already fallen down, unfortunately.
That was a little intense there. On the edge of the seat, not knowing who was going to come out on top. But it often is going to be the player with the most health. And yeah, Highly Defil going to be able to get those 2 revs and continue into the battlefield with 3 players now. Yeah,
just absolutely fantastic to see. Also, Highly Defil support their teammate Ed on the back foot. Ed managing to snipe him out. Keen were not aware that Ed was lying outside of the remaining members of his team and managed to snipe out the first member, start that fight off with a kill advantage for the side of Highly Defil, making it a 3v3.
Barrio Susamo driving past the 100 right now. Are they going to keep going or pull up and take the fight? Peku on the high ground, a little bit too far away to do anything, so he's going to get in the ULs and try and catch up. It does look like Aspinet is pulling away. Yeah, it looks like Barrio Susamo are going to retreat, but it's quite possible that the 100 are going to make pursuit. We do have Azzy making half a pursuit right now. Not a full pursuit just yet, but still sending sprays down and keeping an eye on their movements. Maybe going to make a full pursuit in a second.
You definitely keep an eye on these teams as they rotate now. I imagine closer to the edge of the 12 minutes in. Going to be at the end of phase 2 in about a minute and a half. We do see the 100 making moves in the vehicle, so easy in that buggy towards Barrio Susamo, looking like they want to still engage into this fight. Easy making plays round. Here comes the flank, but Pekka going quite low already. They spotted him out. Pekka slightly split off from his team. This could cost him being spotted out this early on in the fight. Tricky Espinetti inside the building ahead of him. Perhaps going to go for the grade onto 2 of them. Throws it in. Can Tricky get taken out? Yeah. It will find a grenade onto him. Espinetti now the last target for Pecco moving in here, but they're trying to recuperate Barrios. But it does not matter as Pecco's going in. He sees this 1v1 potential. Espinetti ahead of him, waits for their 2 versus 1. Avoids going up the stairs right now. Espinetti on the outside, finds the flank round, manages to find him with the Uzi. Now will be 2 taken down.
So there's only Jakapaka left to get the 100. Marley is down. Probably worth getting that rev, even though there's only 1 player left. Oh, sorry, 2. Miss Peggy's over there too. I missed that. So yeah, definitely worth getting the rev right now and dealing with this in a 3v2 situation. No one's going to be revving tricky unless the 100 get taken out. So they only have Miss Peggy and Jakapaka to worry about.
Jakapaka. Smoke to block from Volkers.
It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Volkers, yeah. Volkers here just smoking them up, denying them vision on the 100 right now as they try, I think, to plan to make this assault round, but they have to go through this open area. Tricky just going to melt down on that health bar, get taken out. There he goes, Somali. Miss Peggy. Split a little bit. Volkers comes in, though. Uses this as an advantage as he sees Miss Peggy split away from Jakapaka here. Jakapaka versus Volkers, it's 1v1. Can he find it straight behind the building? But now comes Jakapaka and Miss Peggy behind him, but manages to find 1. Can he find a second? Instantly deletes Jakapaka and Miss Peggy. Now the only 1 remaining. Tries to find the scope, but he cannot find it, but he does help with the help of Pecco. Pecco taking him out, managing to take out Barrios. Samo falls in 12th place.
That hipfire single fire was ridiculous on the M16 there. I haven't seen that before. Actually did get, I think it might have been 2 headshots or headshot body shot with hipfire M16. Very impressive stuff there from Rolkers, as AZ is the only one lost for the 100 and they're sitting comfortable now, nearly in top 10. Just have a little look at the map. Not really anyone around them, so they can chill out or they can go hunting. They've got the world is at their fingers. They can do whatever they want.
Definitely close together though are first for kills and the side of it will be Myth. Or anyone exclusive side.
It's only Zeus hanging around. So maybe just scouting. Actually, Zeus is prone in this red building here, so definitely just a scout, maybe waiting for the team. But this is the sort of building that's highly likely to be taken. So it would not be a surprise to see N1 push down there. But as the zone changes, that does leave that out of the equation.
Yeah, hot drop here in the center as well. Phoenix looking like he's going to rotate round down to that for the side of High Defil. Also, 7 atoms. Still a squad. Is red zone going to be very impactful for these teams if they choose to try engage around this drop?
It's only an AUG in there, so it's absolutely nothing special aside from the level 3 armor. AUG being probably not even as good as the M4 for in meta terms.
They don't know that, so
they don't know.
It could be a throw for a team for level 3 armor and AMG.
Oh, for sure. The level 3 is OP as hell. You need that for those like we were saying, those spray downs. If you've got level 3 and the same health and the same gun, and they've got level 2, same health, same gun, you come out on top. So it's one of those things that can really assist those spray downs. But honestly, recently in scrims, I have seen people mostly just avoiding drops. It seems to be a recent trend to just avoid these drops in these scrims, because people just seem to be a little bit more scared these days. I'm not sure what it is, or less keen for the AWM, but a lot of these drops just get unattended to. And it does look like that one might go down.
The level 3 armor is necessary. The level 3 helmet, of course, is the thing it can survive the one shot from the AWM when you hit and head by it. You hear the noise of the AWM though go down, and you know to be careful.
Not sure how that nade didn't get Senja there. Looked like it was right on target, but right now we do have K4L pulling in on Highly Deepful. Phoenix has gone down already. There goes Senja as well.
Guapo here on the edge, getting shot down, and he will get knocked up by Mighty. Mighty returned by Cuddy. Guapo surely going to go down there. He has to just try to survive against Highly Defil as well. The smoke going to come out, but Guapo's so low. They're desperate to try to get to him, but it's not going to be enough as he will fall down.
Yep,
Oh, actually barely in time.
Wow. Grapfro's on 0 health and being revved. Wow. Phoenix bleeding out, and also 7S, of course, coming into this area. Could cause a lot of problems once this first initial fight is over. Mornay's going towards Grapfro there.
Cookie has to be careful.
No, not tickling Grapfro enough.
The grenade coming in. He's looking for that opportunity on the revive. Can he find the grenades? Yes, he does. Onto one. The knock up onto Dig. Cookie's going round here.
7S looking pretty comfortable as they pull in. Yeah.
By 7S on the edge. Gerald manages to get Cookie out of position on the edge of the hill.
But now, K4L, obviously all of them inside this building covered in smoke. 7S just going to consider how best to push this building and keep the aggression up, I think. I would, if they want to stay on that hill, that's perfectly fine, but I would send someone round in a vehicle to a flank position right now. That hill is not going to be enough to stop K4L getting away. Elsewhere on the map, we've got TFK Assassin getting a headshot knock with the M24, so the snipers have come out somewhere. It would be nice to go and see how Assassin's doing soon.
Versus the side of anyone exclusive. They've been in the red zone, sniping each other outside the buildings. But they have moved around Assassin and Jatari, making that move down into the zone. At least you still making sure they don't make moves that remain there. Looks like these teams just going to make their way onto the edge of the zone right now. Moving it is the zone 5 in about 1 minute. Here we're about 19 minutes into the game. 10 teams remaining. 31 players alive on this final game of Erangel. See a number of these teams on the edge here. K4L and 7S look like they might be going in for this engagement now. 7S looking to take control of this compound.
Yeah, it's still just a bit of a stalemate here, and I would have liked to have seen 7S get a flank position in. And finally, it looks like that's going to happen. We have Maze Mighty rotating around. This is really important in these situations. You can't just sit there from one angle watching the building. It's just going to be stalemate. Maze Mighty's actually taking quite a long rotation now, running around on foot, but should be able to come up on a pretty smart angle down on K4L.
More smokes come down from K4L, but they have meaning in their pockets. Surely they're running down. 7S. Yes, and Gel coming round with a flank.
See how quick that was. As soon as the flank was sent in, there's 2 knocks. This is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. You can't just stand there staring at a building. You have to be active with your pushes. You have to do something active. You can't just be knocking, revving. You've got to come out on top.
On to Gerald. Westminster trying desperately. Managed to finish off Gerald before he goes down, unfortunately, to the side of 7S. Will be a hurry there, taking him out. Johnny also finds knock up onto Zeus. And the rest of thirsty for kills here. They have to be careful. Jatari, Kelly, the only 2 remaining.
Shots coming down from a couple different angles for TFK as well. They're coming down from 77 Fira. They're coming down from Johnny. They're coming from across the map from Dream Team Stars. Thirsty for kills going to be do good to get out of this situation alive and well with all 4 players, and it looks like that might happen as long as Jartari or someone else can smoke up and make it to Zeus. Fira is now distracted with Johnny and vice versa, and Dream Team Stars, they're coming in quite slowly. There is time for TFK to sort this out, but we're about to check out this 1v1 right now between Johnny and Fira. Johnny firing blind into the smoke. And what does Fira have up their sleeve?
Fira rotating man against Johnny right now. Johnny round the edge of this outpost. Going inside now, taking advantage of the stairs. Choosing actually now to go back outside. Or desperately.
After all of that, Johnny is the one that goes down. Johnny with all the movement and Fira just with the patience. Coming out on top of that is the 100 now pushing into Thirsty for Kills. Just after Thirsty for Kills get back up on their feet. They've lost Assassin and Kelly again. Jartari and Zeus the last one standing. The 100 being extremely aggressive in this match.
Yeah, here comes 100 trying to shoot through the window with a jump shot, but won't be enough for Rogues. To try to find the rest of Jatari falls down, unfortunately. There we go, and that will be the side of Thirsty for Kills going down in 6th position right now. 5 teams remaining, 13 players alive, and we've gone down to just a selection of players here very, very quickly. 100 take that central compound for their own against Thirsty for Kills, who just could not deal with the 3 team surrounding them.
Yeah, well, I was pleasantly surprised to see the 100 involved in this scrim tonight. I was pleasantly surprised to see Jar Jar here. And neither of those teams have disappointed yet. They've done absolutely great. Of course, Jar Jar's team, the defeaters, having a little bit of a catastrophe third and fourth game. But it looks like 100 have picked up where they left off. 12 kills, center zone. Actually, now they're north zone. Now they're north zone as it pops again. But they can actually pin 7S and Team 8, which is Sympathy Gaming. They can pin them. So this might be what the 100 are planning to do right now.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the 100 that you told me at the start of the stream here, Bigfoot. The dominance coming out from this team who they've just absolutely assassinated Thirsty for Kills. They take, as we say, that central position, the control, and looking just to wait to see which team is going to be brave enough to engage onto them.
Dream Team Stars just waiting patiently while this all goes down in the north side. Better also being very patient, not wanting to make any sudden maneuvers just yet. 7S are an extreme threat for the movement of Sympathy Gaming right now, because if Sympathy Gaming goes straight into zone, they're going to be hit by Dream Team Stars and the 100. If they try and rotate, they're going to be hit by 7S. Luckily for Sympathy Gaming, 7S are on the move, and that does open up an opportunity for Sympathy to do their own rotation, but looks like they might be putting up extremely close to the Dream Team Stars camp.
Gets knocked up by Master there. Behind the tree, the smoke's not going to be quick enough. Dream Team find a knock up.
7S, really impressive last rotation there. They've managed to get 3 separate points of cover and cover 3 different angles of the map. But now the 100 are moving in. Mace Mighty does go down. Nutu has gone down by the hands of 7S, I think. And the 100...
Potato with the back there. Here we go. This end game right now. Blows up the... This car will not move. Going to be a stable thing here just to move out here. Potato actually going to take that car though.
Rolkers does finish off. Rolkers finishes off the last one of Sympathy. Nutu's still down. Dream Team Stars with 3 remaining members standing. And 7S with 2. The 100 with 3. So it's a 2v3-3-4 situation if they can get the rev on Nutu. Dream Team Stars looking like they've got the southeast covered, and then the west and north with 7S and 100.
Pecco here looking to try to take down Potato behind smoke, behind the tree, but can't quite find him. Here comes the support from his teammate. Rolk is here with the grenade, gonna fly in. Rolkers throws the grenades onto Potato. Can he find him? Puts him down to about half health. Kari on the other side, prone. Tries to survive as long as possible against his team. Can he 1v2? No, he won't. He gets immediately wiped, and Potato off the map will be now with the Uzi down to 8 players. 103 players, 16 kills still in the game here.
Dream Team Stars looking like they're not going to be able to pull this one off against the profession and aggression of the 100. We do have the high ground on the one side of the 100, and we definitely have the momentum. The thing is, right, when you've been playing a game kind of... Oh, bloody hell, Harry's still alive for 7S and does actually finish off Dream Team Stars.
On Marley with the sniper on Kedu, managed to find it, Harry.
Well, what I was going to say was kind of irrelevant there, to be honest, but I was just, now that the Dream Team Stars are dead, but I was just going to say, when you have the momentum of a team like the 100 at this late point, you're warmed up, you're ready, your aim's tight, you're ready to go. And when you've been kind of spending most of the game looting, rotating, and waiting, you're not really in a position to have those extreme gunfights unlike the 100.
Doing what he can here. Trying to take down Rolkers. He might just find one. Can he find the second?
They're coming in with the fists! Marley comes in with the fists!
Can he find Pecco? One more to go, but Harry gets taken out.
Molly coming in with the
Almost
fists last minute. Wow.
They almost throw that game.
I've had a word with Molly. I wish I could get them in an interview right now.
Oh, you can imagine if they lost that chicken dinner. There we go. That will be all 4 games. That'll be all they wrote as we see the 100 take that final chicken dinner with a very impressive 19 kills on the board. We see 7S in second place, Dream Team in third, Sympathy in fourth, 7-3-7 in fifth. We also see Thirsty for kills in sixth and Hero in 7th place.
Yeah, excellent stuff there. So as far as the final leaderboard's concerned, it's going to be between the 100, and it's definitely going to have defeaters in there, in the top 3. Not sure who else, so I'm going to be interested to see that.
I think it could be L4K. They finished 8th in this game. They do go out of this game with 6 kills in 8th position. I don't really think who else it could be. CCCP did finish late in one of the games as well, but I think it will be a victory for the Defeaters and the 100 on second place, purely because the 100 had a slightly disappointing first game.
Just going to load up the last set of clips for you after that match. Did miss 1 or 2, but I got a lot of good ones still.
Yeah, take a look here at these clips, and here comes the first one. Bigfoot CCCP versus Defeaters, the 2 teams that we were just talking about, and this is the fight where Keen come in later and clean and assassinate the remaining members of these 2 teams.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can't say for sure. I think they were just fooling around, but they might have just been overly confident, and they were like, "Oh, we can take them. There's two possible explanations to what happened in game 3 and 4, and we'd only find out by interviewing them, which is another thing I do want to add to the channel. I'm getting my own channel inside Discord, inside my clan server, and I'm going to set up a little voice chat in it for interviewing players if anyone's interested at half times.
I definitely think, looking at the third game, it was a mistake from the side of Defeaters. We see actually Keen in this game just moving ahead and taking out CCCP there. We see Icy there trying to strafe left and right, but it's not going to be enough against the final member of Keen who managed to take him out, but did take out 2 members with a takedown, but not able to finish him off. A little bit unfortunate there for Icy. Tried his best, and that's just props to Icy there, taking on that 3v1, managing to almost do it as well. But I think as a whole, they have to honestly look at just how they can engage here and how they can engage as a team. I think honestly, Icy is their star player, and I think that the rest of their team, they need to work with Icy and understand that as a team they are stronger, because the hesitation in game number 3, leaving Icy on his own in game number 4 and splitting up and then obviously losing their players one by one in that final game to Team Keen. A couple of mistakes there that I think Defeaters need to clean up moving into future scrims.
Yeah, I just wanted to watch that a few times in slow motion because Icy actually could have had it. But there's this weird angle when Icy tries to take this cover here on the left, and if Icy had moved to the right to reload, it would have been okay. But because the wall on the left there was a little bit thinner, that's one tiny mistake. And obviously because the player was on the right, that angle through the doorway was there. So had Icy stepped to the right and reloaded, it actually could have been possible. Very unfortunate there.
I mean, Icy did do all that he can do. Impressive, as we say, though, to take down 2 players out of 3 in a 1-versus-3 matchup. This complete disadvantage of disadvantages there against Icy. Nick out from the behind there. And I'm surprised that the Defeaters didn't realize and spot Keen moving in. They did have one member outside scouting out to ensure that Keen didn't make that engagement. So to not see that happen in front of you as one of your teammates, perhaps a little bit of a communication error. They're not focusing on Keen, who, if they did know was there, didn't pay enough attention to him. Of course, Popcorn falling down later in that fight with Keen taking both teams out.
Rolkers just dropped into the chat with an XDDDDDD. And of course, I do think the 100 lulled their way to victory there. Marley just rushing in with the fists last minute. If I've got that clip, I'll have to get it sent. Oh, yeah, Rolkers says, I was going with the pan. Yeah, but what was Marley doing with the fist, Rolkers?
Oh my goodness. What a good play though from the 100. I mean, getting that chicken dinner at the final game, they outplayed first kills there towards the end, take that central position. And this is where like positioning in the late game is so important as well, Bigfoot. We see the side of the defeaters take full advantage of Cement Factory on Vikendi, on the Cement Factory on Vikendi in the second game, and then taking on advantage in the fourth game for the side of the 100s in that central outpost. The positioning towards the late game is just so important, and I think the aggression needs to come out of these teams. We actually see Volkers here from the 100s.
Yeah, wait there 1 second. I'm going to get it in slow mo. I want to see this in slow mo too. This is the hip fire M16 shots I was talking about. Go on, Rolkers, watch this. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, so it was one headshot. It was a hip fire headshot with an M16. I've never seen that.
Pecco there with the cover fire. Excellent from these team here, the 100s, making sure they cover each other. That headshot, though, really did a number on Miss Piggy.
Hip fire headshot, man. Ridiculous.
Exactly, they have to agree. And here we come with another fight here with L4K versus the side of Deathly. Highly Deathful here, making their moves across. And here's where Cookie doesn't respect 7S as well. We see 7S pulling up on the edge, looking for that sniper position. Cookie realizes the L4K were there, but rotates round eventually towards the end of this clip and will get taken out by 7S. 7S making those moves, those rotations round L4K. Getting a knock up onto one from Mighty. And what I've noticed as well in these Scrims, Bigfoot, that these teams really don't let teams or players who've been knocked up survive. We saw it about a month and a half ago. These players used to keep players alive until they had all 4 members of the team and just allowed the team eliminations to take out those who had been knocked out. But now these teams choosing to be much more aggressive as soon as they have that knock up, going for that kill.
Yeah, it's
John.
It's often a waste of time though. I'd like to see people choose their firsting a little bit more carefully. I've seen too many times firsting just lead to their own death. There really is no need to first until the rest of the team is well, actually, if you know you've got the time, yeah, you should do it. But the situations like we saw, it was Vikendi in the second game where someone climbed out a window to try and finish someone else off. That just cost them their entire life. So you just got to know when and how to first, and just understand that it's not always necessary. And sometimes having the knock applies so much more pressure. There we go. Is that Jotari going to go down to a nade? No, Jotari's still alive right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is Jotari jumping out. Yeah, jumping out and trying to finish off the 100. Does get Pecco.
Can't quite find it from behind though. You see it. The rotation round as well, that would have finished him off either way, but Pecco managing to take him down. Here comes the end here as well. The final couple teams here towards the pattern finish.
Someone check the chat if you can. It says it's unfair with Pan. Get respect for all. Rolkis says okay with fists. Marty says so toxic. I said, all is fair in PUBG, thanks for the show. If you can do it in the game without hacking, cheating, or exploiting bugs, it's fair, right? That's like, if you can do it, it's fair.
Exactly. I have to agree. I have to agree there. I mean, if you can finish off someone with a pan, if you can have the guts to finish someone off with the pan at the end, I mean, props to you. If you can go in and not lose your chicken dinner, because I mean, here comes with a fist.
Marley got one fist in, got one hit with the fist. I think we'll watch the restarts. I didn't quite catch the end, but I'll happily watch this twice, and I'll happily watch it in slow motion. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh man. Yeah, I think they gave up. I think they realized after they lost 2 members that they should maybe just shoot him down.
No, that's happened to be in too many classic matches where everyone's trying to get the pan finish, and it's like, oh, hang on a second, we can't. Let's just get the guns out.
Okay. just whip out the guns, finish it off.
And here comes Marley in with the fish as Harry does knock Rolkis. Marley gets one fist into Harry there. I think that might have maybe been 2, and then I think Becco decides it might be best to get the guns out. Especially after taking a couple bullets themselves.
Yeah, through the smoke finds it. I mean, communication there from his teammate there to tell them exactly where they were, even though being knocked down. And I think that's where you also have to just eliminate that teammate there, or that enemy teammate there beside him, who is giving that information to his ally, where you are through the smoke.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, PUBG Mobile has some very different meta to PUBG PC, and you can actually use the map to find people's location through the smoke. In the PC, you've got to only use your ears. But in mobile, you can see those bullet markers on the map. There's a dead giveaway of where people are, and you can actually, if you have a knowledge of the terrain, just shoot in that direction to where you're pretty much sure they're going to be, and they will go down.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with you there. Honestly, I think just a great 4 games once again on the PML Scrims, and congrats to all these teams who've been competing and well played to obviously the side of 100 and actually defeat us here. Sorry, should I say as well?
Yeah, so cheers, mate. Thanks for coming along again, and we will see you as soon as possible for the next stream together. My pal Spidey's offered to do the next scrim with me if you do want to go and enjoy your party at home or whatever it is.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Yeah, have a great night, you Highland Wolf. Thank you very much, and have a great night to all the viewers. We'll see you when you watch this on YouTube. Goodbye.
Right, see you later, guys.